5 minutes after 6 a.m. Good morning, everybody. My name is Nachum Siegel. Welcome to a Thursday. This is your Jewish Moments in the Morning radio program. Very often, ZK and I get into conversations about interesting places where we've done radio shows. It's been a big topic of conversation over the last year or so at different times. And some of the inspiring, some of the strange, some of the interesting places that we've been and where we've conducted radio broadcast. Today, the Thursday morning edition of JM in the AM is being recorded from an unbelievably special place, and that is NCY Kolel here in BEIT MEIR in Israel on a Wednesday evening with what is looking to be a not yet completely full, but soon to be completely full base medrash. And I believe it is the first time that we are ever broadcasting a radio show from a base medrash, if I'm not mistaken. And we're trying our very best not to disturb anybody, certainly not to disturb all the Torah study that's happening in the areas in front of us. We're going to do our best to make sure that we don't disturb anyone. And tonight we get the opportunity, or today I should say this morning here at JM in the AM, we get the opportunity to really celebrate not just NCY Kolel, our hosts here in BEIT MEIR, but to celebrate an amazing and incredible array of NCSY summer programs, which have become such an unbelievable part of Orthodox Jewish life for youngsters in some elementary school classes and, of course, in high school classes. These summer programs have become instrumental to their education. There are many people in this audience who have enjoyed sending their sons and daughters to Israel with one of the NCSY summer programs. And tonight, and on this Thursday morning broadcast, we get an opportunity to really discuss and discover some of the incredible things that are going on in Israel during these summer months. So we are here courtesy of our friends at NCSY. We are here celebrating the amazing accomplishments of all of their summer programs, and specifically tonight, or I should say again Thursday morning, the amazing NCSY Kolel, which is one of the hallmark programs of the summer NCSY programs. And in addition, we'll speak with David Cutler coming up, who leads all the NCSY summer programs. In addition, the first part, I would guess, we'd put it that way, of the Hachnasa Sefer Torah that the Cutlers are dedicating at Yom NCSY tomorrow night. The first part of that celebration is going to be happening here tonight. So a lot of great noise in the background. That's Torah study that you're hearing in the background. So a lot of great noise. That's number one. And you'll hear a lot more noise in hour number 3 when the incredible celebration of the Hachnasa Sefer Torah begins here in BEIT MEIR, Israel. We have plenty coming up on this Thursday morning edition of JM in the AM during a very special week where we are in Israel, where the world is focused on other things and other places, but we are here in Israel. We'll continue with some music and then some of our special guests and plenty to talk about on this Thursday morning broadcast. I thank you for listening to JM in the AM. This is a brand new selection from Avram Fried.
Kisapoy b'mayim mitcholuni Ovanevu rois lo yishtefucho Kiseilech b'moyei shlo yisiko Velehovo lo yisivarba Kisapoy b'mayim mitcholuni Ovanevu rois lo yishtefucho Kiseilech b'moyei shlo yisiko Velehovo lo yisivarba Shuba mayim khuluni o ban horois lois de bugo ki sei lebe moyes lois si kove vele hovo lois si varba boy shuva mayim mi da khasa shumayim imma boyre vele shumoyre ay am yisrovel khayli yolo
Hashem lemelech u'shemayecha Aleinu lishabeach Ladoin hakol La'aseis gedula Li'ayteh bereishis Li'ayteh bereishis Aleinu lishabeach Ladoin hakol La'aseis gedula Li'ayteh bereishis Li'ayteh bereishis V'haya Hashem lemelech al kol haaretz b'yom hahu yiyeh Hashem echad Hashem,
JM in the AM. That's Yehuda with Aleinu. Avram Fried before that. We are in Israel, and we are doing Thursday mornings JM in the AM from BEIT MEIR from NCY Kolel. And we were told more than once how concerned the people here were about the noise level disturbing us. And of course, like Big Shots, all we kept saying was, no, there's no such thing. There's no way in the world the noise could disturb us. It's great noise out in the background. And now we're sitting here worried that the study of Torah level here is so loud that our guests may not be able to hear everything we're saying. So
that should be our biggest problem.
It serves us right, but it should be our biggest problem. Miriam L. Wallach is here. It's a Thursday morning. Good morning to you. And this is, I'll tell you, I said it earlier, excuse me, this is a bit unusual for us. Done shows in a lot of interesting places, but I don't think ever from a base medrash. Certainly not an active one. And courtesy of NCSY and the people at the NCSY summer programs, we get to highlight some of the things that are going on in Israel and in other places this summer, courtesy of David Cutler and company. And so it should be a very interesting show. And there's a lot to talk about in terms of what's happening here. But again, a little bit unusual. And the noise level, I have to give these guys credit. The noise level's pretty impressive.
This in a good way.
Yeah,
yes.
This is what Torah study during the summer at NCY Kolel sounds like.
It's actually very exciting.
It certainly is.
It's very exciting, and there's a tremendous amount of energy. One of the concerns, as we were discussing the various venues available for this show, was that the noise would be an issue. But we made it clear that we don't want this show to sound like it's in a library.
Right.
It should sound like it's in a base medrash. And this is exactly what we wanted. And let's just say we got what we asked for.
Correct. And if anybody has a bottle of water, that would be even more of what I've asked for.
Bottle of water.
Wow.
Here, start with this.
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
A little bit of a coughing fit here.
See,
Anyway.
this is why I'm here, because I need to take over the show.
Oh, that's why?
All of a sudden, he doesn't need the water anymore.
No, I do need it. I'm going to wait a second. But anyway.
Okay.
So there are people we have to thank because there's been an incredible week so far of programming from Israel. It started, believe it or not, on the flight.
It started unbelievably on the flight.
With Nefesh B'Nefesh.
With Nefesh B'Nefesh. And again, our thanks to the entire Nefesh B'Nefesh team, Rabbi Fass, Tony Gelbart. We have just, again, our team there, Tani Kramer, Yael Katzman, Ari, Avi, you name it. They were all part of it. They all made it happen. It was tremendous.
What was so unique about it, anybody watching on the video, I hope they appreciated that.
Anybody watching on the video, I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm sitting in a base medrash.
What was unique about it was the fact that we actually built a makeshift studio on the airplane itself. On the aircraft, we actually conducted half of JM in the AM.
And we posted those pictures.
Yes, we posted the pictures, and Rabbi Fass and Tony both made it even more fun. So that was a great moment. Anyway, it started like that. We ended up at the Inbal Hotel, one of our favorite places in Israel, for the live lunch yesterday. This morning, or I should say Wednesday morning more accurately, we broadcasted from Regavim, where we got a tremendous education about so many things going on with the land of Israel. Today we're with NCSY, enjoying our time with NCSY Kolel, and speaking about the NCSY summer programs. And of course, Friday's JM in the AM is going to be Yom NCSY from Thursday night, which is a gathering in Israel of all the programs together in what is really a unique and incredible celebration. You'll hear more about that, obviously, tomorrow. As I mentioned, a thank you to the Inbal Hotel. Also, a thank you to our friends at TravelCell and TravelCell.com, as they are, again, keeping us connected to family and friends and our staff back in the United States. They're at TravelCell.com at 718-382-6500, 718-382-6500. We keep emphasizing how Traveler's Choice has helped us with major stuff and the little details about this trip. We thank Yossi and Deborah and everybody at Traveler's Choice. And Mayor Kruder, as we mentioned earlier in the week, was with us when we embarked on this whole mission at Kennedy Airport and that major tekes, that whole ceremony with Nefesh B'Nefesh. He was with us photographing away as only he can, and we thank him for all of his help, and we recommend him. If all you got to do is go to Kruder.com, Kruter.com, and you'll have all the information you need. So there you go. Those are some of our thank yous, and the people who have been helping us throughout this entire journey.
Do we want to start thanking the NCSY people?
Yes, why not?
Okay, so thank you to David Cutler.
Thank you, David Cutler. There are some people at the...
thank you to Alan Fagan.
Thank you, Alan Fagan. There are people at the OU and NCSY that understood the concept behind all this, being here, seeing all this, telling people how Jewish youth is spending their summer, which is pretty cool.
This is actually this is our second try at Yom NCSY and broadcasting from Israel for NCSY.
That's right.
The first attempt
2014.
was 2 years ago, correct? 2 years ago. Actually, the conversations began way before Tzukeitan,
Right.
way before the 3 boys were kidnapped, way before they were murdered. And we had numerous conversations at NCSY about making this happen. And then, obviously, the summer took a tremendous shift. And the focus for those trips, besides making sure that the kids had the summers of a lifetime, was making sure that they were safe and making sure that their security was always ensured.
Right.
And that meant focusing on other things than a radio program.
Correct, and you may recall that even here in BEIT MEIR, they spent less time here than they did in other areas of Israel that
Right.
summer.
Right. So we truly thank NCSY for not shelving us, but just putting us on the back burner and inviting us back to come a different summer so that we could bring this programming to you. It's actually incredibly heartening to sit in a base medrash in July and looking at a whole bunch of 16-year-olds who could be doing other things, but are actively engaged in learning Torah. And I'm not just saying this because I'm here and because there's a mic that's on. I'm saying this because I mean it. And it's remarkable. I know that your boys were on the program, and so you understand this from a parental perspective.
Yeah.
But for me, as an outsider, I'm looking at this going, wow, these kids they're into it. This is not fakery. This is not putting on airs. They are engaged, and they're not engaged with a Rebbe over their shoulders, and they're not engaged because they have to be. They're engaged because they want to be, and it's lishma. It
Yeah.
honestly is.
This is how they decide to spend their summer. Some of us might look at that and wonder that this is how they.
We're on camera when you say that,
but
by the way.
it is an amazing accomplishment, and it's a wonderful thing, and they've done a great job.
And this is the strongest program, right?
Well, this is.
I guess we'll find out from David.
We'll find out certainly, but it's also the largest contingent of NCSY Kolel that there has been here since they moved to the BEIT MEIR campus.
Which was how long ago?
Oh, I don't know how many
I don't
years
know.
we
We'll
have to
find
find
out.
out.
We'll get the history of NCSY Kolel pretty soon.
Now, can guests actually hear what's going on, do you think?
I think that a couple of guests can hear what's going on. I'm not sure anyone else can, but
Can
frankly,
you hear what's going on?
But
You can?
frankly, if it's
Thank
so
God.
loud,
When I meant
that-
guests, I mean people we're going to be speaking to. I'm praying that they're actually going to be able to hear what we're saying.
no, they'll be able to hear. The speaker is directed in their
All right, thank God.
in their way. And we should mention that we didn't plant these superly, unbelievably used Sfarim behind us. That's because they've actually been that used.
Yeah, these are not props.
These are not
that
props.
we rented for the occasion.
Right. These are, the binding is broken for a reason. They're being held together by tape for a reason, because they are just that used. And I think that that's also incredible.
No question about it, and that's our background.
This isn't the display area.
Right, this is the
This
used
is the
area.
use area. Exactly.
In fact, I felt bad because we're set up here in the corner of the base medrash. I know it's hard for people to believe, but we really are. We're set up in the corner of the base medrash with hundreds of students, in front of us. And Rabbi Sobolovsky came over to say hello to me, and I was, of course, glad to speak to him and see him for a minute or two. And then he said, if I may, I just have to get a sefer that's right behind you. I said, I feel terrible that we're actually preventing people from getting to certain svarah. But
So, of course, you wonder, by the way, if he really wanted to say hi to you or if he just
I know, I'm
needed a
telling you.
sefer.
I mean,
Awkward.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but I
Right.
think he was after that sefer between me and you.
yeah.
know. Anyway,
That's all right.
that's all right is right. All right, so David Kolel is going to be joining us. Rabbi Benovitz will give us the update on NCSY Kolel, and hopefully this machine that plays the music is actually going to work,
Because
because
if not, you know what's going to happen.
then you're going to take over
I'm
the
going to have
playlist.
to take over the music, and,
you know how,
I can't
and
wait.
you know how dangerous that could be.
We should also mention how many familiar faces are on
Oh.
this program, not just in terms of the leadership, but in terms of the students.
Well, that's why.
Are they students or campers?
Well, they're both, but that's
What do we
why.
call them?
That's why I say that.
Are they students? Campers.
That's why
campers.
that's why I say that Orthodox Jewish youth is so well represented. You see people you see youngsters from every school, from every area of the country, from places that we've never heard of, all over the place, and they come together to spend time here. So, like I said, we'll find out more about that as we
and we're gonna.
progress.
Sorry, I can't hear you sitting next to you, so I don't know what.
Are you serious?
Well, sort of, but I just stepped on
I've never
you,
been
so I
told that
didn't-
my voice is not loud enough.
That's much better. That is much better.
Yeah.
We'll also be able to hear about a number of the other NCSY summer programs.
Right.
Over this show and tomorrow's show, we will hear from members of BEIT, members of GIV, members of Jolt Israel.
Mechulelet.
Michlelet will be on tonight, and TJJ representatives will be
Right.
on as well. there are a whole host of characters and personalities that will join us. But certainly, the one thing I can promise you, both for this show and the next show, is the energy level will be at max.
That's for sure. And it'll sound even more than that here because we're in this enclosed area. All right, more coming up. You're listening to JM in the AM, a Thursday morning broadcast. It is an NCSY Kolel, one of the prize jewels of the NCSY summer programs, where we are here at 91.1 FM, 90.1 FM in the Catskills, Rockland County at 91.9 in the FM dial. Around the world on the web, jmam.org, and of course on the NSN app.
אתם קדושים, אם אתם קדושים, אם אתם קדושים, אם אתם קדושים, אם מלא מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני. אם אתם קדושים, אם אתם קדושים, אם אתם קדושים, אם אתם קדושים, אם מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני, מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני, מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני, מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני. אתם קדושים, אם אתם קדושים, אם אתם קדושים, אם קדושים, אם מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני, מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני עליכם, מלא אני, כאילו קידשתם אויסי, מלא אני.
In the desert, we started out as slaves, made it to the motherland, and then came the Crusades. It's been so many years crying, so many tears. Don't you know, don't you really know? We are pushed to the ground, through our faith we are found standing strong. The Spanish Inquisition wanted us to bow, but our backs ain't gonna bend, never then and never now. It's been so many years crying, so many tears. Don't you know, don't you really know? We are pushed to the ground, through our faith we are found standing strong. We are a miracle. We are a miracle. We were chosen with love and embraced from above. We are a miracle. Extermination was the plan when the devil was a man. But the few who carried on live the millions who are gone. It's been so many years crying, so many tears. Don't you know, don't you really know? We are pushed to the ground, through our faith we are found standing strong. We are a miracle. We are a miracle. We were chosen with love and embraced from above. We are a miracle. Every day we fight a battle. On the news we are the stars. As history repeats itself and makes us who we are. Hate is all around us, but we'll be here to sing this song. We are a miracle. We are a miracle. We were chosen with love and embraced from above. We are a miracle. We are a miracle. Oh, we are a miracle. Through it all we remain. Who can explain? We are a miracle. Through it all we remain. Who can explain? We are a miracle.
Oh
Shalshelis Jr., it's called Yerushalayim here at the JM in the AM Thursday morning broadcast. We're at NCSY Kolel, highlighting some of the amazing things that NCSY is doing through its summer programs, including Kollel, which is really incredible. First time, I believe, that we're broadcasting from a full base medrash. And now I finally understand why David Cutler always says to me that some of the greatest nachas he's ever had is coming to Israel during the summer and seeing all of the summer programs, but among them NCSY Kolel. David Cutler is the director of the NCSY summer programs. Welcome back to JM in the AM.
Thank you, Nachum. Great to be here. Thanks for joining us and for taking part in our base medrash.
I'm in the mood to wish you Mazel Tov really on two occasions. One, of course, is you and your wife are preparing to dedicate a Sefer Torah to your parents' memory. It is Achnasa Sefer Torah, which is really going to span 2 days, both of which we'll be at, both here tonight and on Thursday night at Yom NCSY, so that deserves a Mazel Tov.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
But in addition to that, I believe that this deserves a Mazel Tov. The fact that now we see up close and personal what you've been telling us for years, and telling us for years that we have to see up close and personal what the NCSY summer programs are all about. This one, NCSY Kolel, hundreds of boys take a summer, and instead of doing a whole variety of things they could be doing during the summer. There are a lot of great programs out there. There's a lot of wonderful activities people love to do during the summer. They come here to study Torah and spend their days in Israel. So I'll say to you, Mazel Tov on that as well.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm really happy you're here. Seeing is believing. That's really 100% true. And we actually have a lot of people in Israel this summer for the first time who've been working for us for years, but who we brought specially just to experience our summer programs because they've heard good things, but unless you really are a part of it and you see what goes on in the base medrash, what goes on our chesed programs and our learning programs, you can't really understand it. So we're happy you're here.
It is amazing. And you continue to add to the programs, always thinking of new ideas and different things that you could add, and it does include places outside of Israel because there is a U.S. component and a European component as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. U.S., Europe, Israel, Baruch Hashem.
And so that you continue to add to those, and you're always thinking of new ways to service Jewish youth. Not always easy to find programs that will appeal to them, but for some reason, I don't know what the exact number is, but you could tell us, some reason your programs have gone ahead and have really hit the heart of the Jewish community and have attracted Jewish youth to spend time in atmospheres like this. How many total summer programs are there now?
14 summer programs. We have 1,227 teenagers on our programs this summer. And tomorrow night, you'll see as one of the videos tomorrow night at Yom NCSY, we are announcing, which we did last year, the new programs for next summer. 3 new programs for next summer. One of them is a very exciting merger with a different program that's already in existence but wants to merge with NCSY Summer. And that's one of the exciting videos that we have tomorrow night at Yom NCSY. So God willing, next year will be a solid 17 programs.
Will those 3 be Israel-related programs?
Yes, they will.
All of them?
No. One of them actually will be quite exotic, not at Israel.
Okay, and 2 will be Israel?
The other 2 will be Israel.
David Cutler's here. He leads the NCSY summer programs as their director. What is the key to success? Because there are a lot of different institutions, organizations, some even national organizations that have tried very hard to put together summer programming that would appeal to youth and that would end up being successful and attract hundreds in each individual program. Not all of them have been successful. Therefore, I ask you, who have been, what is the secret to this success?
So I'd say there are 2 main components. The number one component really is that all of our programs are growth-oriented. Some programs out there are there because they provide a service, they make financial gain, they're there for money purposes. We're literally here to serve the Jewish youth of Klal Yisrael, the future leaders of Klal Yisrael in all different aspects. We believe and we know that kids connect to Judaism in all sorts of ways. So that's why we have a very diverse array of programs. We have programs, again, that learn, programs that tour, programs that, again, for more religious kids, programs for the public school type kids. But they're really all about growth-oriented. They're all about chesed, all about Israel advocacy, learning, touring Israel, going through Europe and tracing our Jewish ancestry in Europe. So everything is about growth and connecting to your heritage. And the second main component is our staff. We literally hire the world's greatest staff, mechanchim, educators, and people who know how to work with teens and build relationships with teens. They connect with them. They actually build lifelong relationships. None of our summers are a one and done type thing. The relationships you create over the summer are lifelong. We literally say the NCSY summer family, and it's true. The NCSY family is created. It starts with the summer, where it's anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks. Whether you're on Camp Sports on the NEIR Yisrael campus in Baltimore, or you're here sitting in the NCSY Kolel, you're going to create a relationship with the Rebbe, with a Madrich, with a Madricha. That's just unforgettable and really lasts a lifetime. And the staff that we have a higher staff ratio to kid ratio than anybody else out there. On a typical bus of 40 kids, we will have 7 staff members, with an addition to 3 Israeli staff members. So you're talking about, seriously 1 to 4, 1 to 5 ratio, even higher here on the NCSY Kolel, because it's all about the relationships that you build with the kids. And therefore, so we spare no expense. We really, our staff are incredible, and they're the ones who build the relationships for us.
And in addition to the Madrichim you mentioned, for instance, with NCSY Kolel, there are rabbis. There are really prominent rabbis in our community
100%.
who, again, you might think they're coming to Israel to BEIT MEIR to spend a few weeks and study with the boys. They probably have other things to do, but they find the time to come ahead and do it.
Yeah, on the NCSY Kolel, for example, we have 3 Roshei Yeshiva, Rav Shechter, Rav Tversky, and Rav Sobolovsky, who spend either half or the entire summer with the boys, and not just learning in the Beis Medrash. I came in this afternoon to the NCSY Kolel in the Beis Medrash. I got here in the middle of sports, and Rav Shechter was in the corner with a group of 5 or 6 boys, giving them a chabura, private shir, to 5 or 6 high school boys. Rav Shechter, Gadol Ador, sitting here on a 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday, having shir with 5 boys. Unbelievable. So you have the 3 Roshei Yeshiva. We have Rebbeim from every single yeshiva, basically in Eretz Yisrael, who are learning with our boys morning seder throughout NCSY Kolel. And then really, the heads of our programs are all Mechanchim. Rabbi Noam Weinberg, who you know well, is a new addition to our staff this year. And we just have world-renowned educators and staff members who make our program successful.
Rabbi Weinberg's program is called
Jolt Israel.
And what have we heard about the first week of Jolt Israel?
Fantastic. They had an orientation Shabbaton in Woodmere to start the program before they flew to Israel. It was a lively, beautiful Shabbos that Miriam Wallach helped us host in Woodmere. It was a fantastic job she did hosting us there. And they're up north right now, and they're about to run a camp. They're about to run a camp in conjunction with Zichron Menachem, where they are running a camp for children whose siblings have cancer.
Right.
And they're going to spend a week running a very meaningful, beautiful camp for these kids who tend to really need some TLC. Their siblings, rightfully so, get a lot of attention, and these kids can use some love and some tender, loving care. And so we're going to run a wonderful camp for them with Jolt Israel.
Is Rabbi Weinberg still sending out those daily emails that he?
Yeah, 100%. Every day.
I should be on his list. I got to get on his list.
I can add you, no problem.
When one of my
connections.
When one of my sons was on one of his programs, that was the best part of the day. Was getting those emails of every single detail.
I actually got a furious mother last 2 nights ago who emailed me saying, for some reason I'm not on the list. I want to be on Rabbi Weinberg's list. I don't know why I'm not. And but Baruch Hashem, we corrected that. We'll definitely add you. But yeah, he sends out wonderful emails, and he has an assistant director, Rabbi Josh Rosenfeld from SAR on Lincoln Square Synagogue, who is his assistant director, and they're flying. Thank God.
There are also certain leaders, certain staff members of yours who lead programs who have a unique way of transmitting love of the land of Israel to the boys and or girls who are on their programs, which is pretty amazing, I think. So,
thank God. We do
benefit.
things like Yam Liyam,
right.
All kinds of. We have so many different experiences. We do things like Israel advocacy, programs like Stand With Us that really teaches you how to fight for Israel. We have again all sorts of Chesed programs in Israel, all over the country. And then we have the Tiyulim. We're in Eilat. We go to Masada. We do just the entire Israel, up and down the country. We're there. The museums, the hikes, you name it. We're hitting the country.
They see the land. Nobody has to worry.
They see it. They experience it. They live it. And I'll tell you, we already have a couple kids this summer who, it was their first time in Israel, and they said they want to join the IDF. I mean, it happens to us all the time. We actually have a new thing this summer that we have a lot of former NCSYers who are now in the IDF. Spending Shabbos with our different programs. Like to last Shabbos, we had two people who were former NCSY summer programs who are now in the IDF spending Shabbos with our different programs because they were on our programs a few years ago. And this summer, they're spending Shabbos with us as former participants.
But there's some who've never been there before. It's their first trip.
Oh, there are a lot. And even so, right away, within 2 to 3 weeks, they love it. It's amazing. The land of Israel has such a connection to kids, whether you're from birth or you're someone who's never been to Israel before, not Shomer Shabbos, so to speak. It just has such a connection with kids. It's amazing. They're here for the first time, and they're immediately in love with it. It's like
ready to go to the army someday?
That's what they said. And I spoke to the kid myself. Unbelievable. They came over to me themselves. 2 kids came over and said, we're ready. We want to defend our country, our Jewish homeland.
David Cutler directs the NCSY summer programs. How is it that an organization that's part of a really wonderful, large infrastructure that normally is targeted to the Orthodox Jewish world, nonetheless is so successful in bringing public school youth to programs in Israel?
Well, we have, thank God, public school clubs around the country. And we were, for many years, we've been just practicing and really building our relationships with the public school youth. It's really, as an Orthodox organization, sometimes there's a stigma of connecting to the youth. But we're so good at understanding teenagers and teenagers of all backgrounds. So we basically went from being a synagogue-based organization to a school-based organization or a community-based organization. And we said the way to get to teens is partnering with schools. And so we went into public schools and we created these public school clubs called JSU, the Jewish Student Union. And we have a couple hundred public school clubs around the country that meet anywhere from once a week to once a month. And these kids are the ones that are coming to our programming throughout the year. And they're the ones that we're trying to get, over the summer. And the goal really is to be getting them, God willing, to spend the gap year in Eretz Yisrael. And so far, thank God, things are headed in the right direction. We have 12 buses this summer on TJJ, which is our public school program. And we hope to be adding at least 1 to 3 buses to that total next year, including a new TJJ technology program, which will, again, I shouldn't really disclose that tonight, but that's more for tomorrow night.
This is the big news for our listeners for Friday morning. And all of this, it sounds like NCSY itself is a tremendous feeder, obviously, for your summer programs. I mean, NCSY, as we know, attracts youth from the entire Jewish community, right to left, all types of affiliations, who either use it as a nice youth group or use it as their only connection to Judaism. And it's that group that's feeding so many of these people to you to have a great summer.
Correct. So. Well, that's why NCSY is great, because in a place like, whether it's New Jersey or Cleveland, they have public school clubs. And they also have kids for yeshiva programs, and they're involved in all sorts of programs throughout the year, whether it's a Shabbaton, whether it's a Latin learning, whether it's holiday-related programming, whatever it might be. These kids they come, they mesh, they get together great, and then they come together over the summer, and that's why we're able to. We have programs, are given, and KOLLEL and KOLLEL programs, for example, do have public school kids programs, public school kids on these programs, right. And they do great. But NCSY is uniquely qualified to take yeshiva kids and public school kids and make diverse programming for both, where sometimes they're separate, sometimes together. Tonight, for example, we have a bus of TJJ boys here in the base medrash right now. They played basketball here, had dinner here. They're going to take part in another bus coming later, where they'll take part in the Torah writing campaign, because it's a wonderful privilege for the KOLLEL boys to host the TJJ boys. They look forward to it every single summer, and just a wonderful way to interact.
It is amazing. We have a couple of minutes left, and I know we'll have a chance tomorrow on Friday morning show to talk more about the Sefer Torah project that you've led, but a word about it now. How beautiful that you go ahead and are set to dedicate a Sefer Torah to your parents' memory. I can only imagine how special this is to you, and how nice that really the formal celebration, or however you want to refer to it, is going to begin tonight at NCSY Kolel.
Yeah, a year and a half ago, my mother passed away, and she had a small life insurance policy that we had no idea existed. And I said to my wife, I said, let's write a Torah. It's kind of like I wish we didn't have to, so to speak, but right. It's a cool thing to write a Torah. It's a big schus for them. And I said, we decided to use it as a fundraising opportunity for our passion, which is NCSY Summer, to really make sure that there are scholarships. We want to grow to 2,000 kids by 2020. We're at 1,200 right now. And we give out well over, including our TJJ, well over $1.3 million in scholarships, thanks to the Orthodox Union and their subsidies and the fundraising of our regions around the country. So we decided to use this opportunity to dedicate a Sefer Torah that we need. National NCSY does not have a Sefer Torah for our NCY Kolel program, for our staff training weekend, for programming in the New York area. Mm-hmm. So we can use the Torah and also raise scholarship money. 100% of the money is going towards summer program scholarships to help our growth. And so many teens who can't afford to come on one of our programs, it's going strictly to help them. And we're so honored and privileged to dedicate this Torah tomorrow night, with 1,800 of our closest friends at Yom NCSY at Bar Ilan, God willing.
And I'm sure you'll address the crowd about all this tomorrow evening.
For a couple minutes. It's a very tight schedule, but I have 3 minutes and I'm allowed to speak. So
David Cutler will hopefully join us before we wrap up this show again. I thank you again. This is unique. I wonder if you think we're crazy being in a base measures doing a radio show.
No, I think it's cool. I think it's a very cool thing. I hope you're able to hear and get what you need. And no, it's a privilege to have you here. And God willing, I think you'll have a different perspective by tomorrow night, a real perspective of hopefully what it is that we do.
No question about it. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
David Kolleler directs the NCSY summer programs. You can go to the NCSY website, get all the information you need. He also mentioned to me at some point that literally the day after the summer programs close this year, that's when they're going to open registration for next year. So there's a lot of enthusiasm year-round for these summer programs. Rabbi Moshe Benovitz is our official host here at NCSY Kolel. I'm so curious if he's telling the truth when he thinks it's a good idea to broadcast in the base measures. I can't get a read on that yet, but he is director of NCSY Kolel, managing director of International NCSY. No matter how you think about it, and you've said you only have positive things to say, I thank you for welcoming us to your base measures tonight.
Well, this is the place where you belong and your listening audience belongs. We're thrilled to share the NCSY Kolel experience with the entire Nachum Siegel Network family. It's great for you to be here and great for having your audience with us as well.
NCSY Kolel began in Efrat and moved to BEIT MEIR. You've been the leader of the NCSY Kolel for the last 16 years, and now you're enjoying a crowd of 225 campers. Now, don't take this question the wrong way. It's a serious question. Jewish youth has a lot of options of how to spend their summer. You know, you were at one time were a teenager, I assume.
I certainly was.
So, and I know I was, and there are different options how to spend a summer. Very often, this type of atmosphere does not get onto the list of options that kids want to do or want to experience during their summer. How is it that you've been able to attract from across North America over 225 campers to spend an entire program, an entire summer here with NCSY Kolel?
Well, we in NCSY, we understand teenagers. We're not just rolling out a product and hoping that it's something that they enjoy. We know what speaks to teenagers. We know what they love to do. Maybe I'd be best off answering your question by sharing with you. We come bearing gifts this evening.
Oh, really?
And I have here for you an NCSY Kolel basketball jersey, reversible, of course. You can wear it in any color. And this really represents the range of actions, opportunities that we have here on this program. We understand that it's summer vacation. We're going to have the opportunity to tour the land of Israel. We're going to have the opportunity to play sports. We're going to have the opportunity to have the best peer network that any young man could hope for anywhere. And that's really the secret. The energy and the passion of our incredible staff, that definitely makes a big contribution and a big help.
I'm sorry for laughing. I'm told to hold up the jersey you just presented me with, NCSY number 16. And I'm also told it's a 3XLT size.
It is the right size. I wasn't going to mention.
So now I can go to Kolel.
Yes, you're certainly going to fit right in. We'll take it back to your power forward and center days, and we'll find you a spot in our intramural leagues that are running every day, along with our other activities. Just today, for example, and again, to explain what it is, you're looking at a base measures that's full of these 225 teenagers learning with their staff, with their advisors, and with their rabbeim, with their role models. But this is part of a bigger picture of a day in which there were 2 Tiol options taking place in the afternoon. There was a full summer camp-like experience of swimming. There were intramural leagues in basketball and in hockey. And we integrate all of that into a cohesive lifestyle. That's what works. And the teens absolutely love it. And when they buy into the overall lifestyle and the overall program, they're thrilled to be in their base medrash, learning with their advisors and their peers. It's something very special.
You know what's interesting? You're describing a situation where, because of everything else that's going on, the boys seem to love the Torah study because it's one big package and
it's
this is part of it, and it's totally integrated.
That's exactly what it is. And I'll tell you something else. Because it's integrated, it makes the experience less isolated. It's not a 6-week experience. This is why we're able to enjoy such long-lasting impact and relationships. When you're part of the NCSY Kolel family, you're part of the NCSY Kolel family long after your summer experience ends, because those experiences were integrated type of experiences. Those experiences you learned on a basketball court, and you learned on a mountaintop, and you learned at the beach, and you learned everywhere that you were, and you're able to apply that so much more easily to a full range of lifetime experiences where you can say, I learned that on the NCSY Kolel, and you're not just talking about what went on in the base measures.
See, I can't resist but use the opportunity to remind our listeners that sometimes we have to consider, obviously, Torah study, Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. It's not a revelation. In our community, we know it. But sometimes if it's packaged the right way, you'll get more results from young people. You'll get more of a love and desire for Torah study if it's packaged the right way.
I don't think there's any question. Our NCSYers, our teens become leaders in their communities, and they really set a shining example for young and old in all the community. That's one of the things we're most proud of. When a young man goes on this program and he goes back home to his school, to his shul, to his community, whether it's in the Midwest where there's not the same infrastructure that there might be, I'm talking in a small city that doesn't have all the same opportunities, or whether it's in the heart of the largest Jewish communities in America,
where it's also common to become anonymous, right?
These are the leaders. These are the leaders, and they set a certain agenda for the community about what they expect.
Rabbi Moshe Benowitz is here. He leads NCSY Kolel, and this is America's one and only Jewish Moments in the Morning radio program. Heard on listeners sponsored WFMU East Orange, WMFU Mount Hope, Rockland County at 91.9 on the FM dial. Broadcasting live from the Sonia and Robert Gold studios in Jersey City, New Jersey, around the world on the web, jmam.org, and of course on the NSN app. Rabbi Moshe Benowitz is director of NCSY Kolel. You're also the managing director of International NCSY. How have we done internationally outside of the United States and Canada?
We actually have a great representative from South America. He's the lone out of 225, but
really?
We have a young man here from South America. There's a growing NCSY movement taking place in Chile and Argentina as well, and some other countries in South America.
How do you find staff for them?
Well, we have the staff. We actually use local staff whenever we want programs.
Who you've met and you've associated with?
That's right. And we have a strong representation from here in Israel as well. That's a big part, of course, of our international demographic. And in the programs that we're running here in Israel, we'll use local staff because, again, it goes back to understanding these NCSYs and understanding the teens. And you need people who've been in their shoes and know where they've been and know what their experiences are like to be able to guide them, and that's one of the things NCSY does best.
How many people want to be staff members at Kolel?
A lot.
Always, right?
It's a very, very popular option, yeah. There's no question about it, but we are the beneficiaries of that. We get quite an excellent staff, and they're the ones who make this all happen.
Yeah.
It's been, we have the great pleasure of having wonderful Rabbeim and Rosh Yeshiva here, but it's always been a peer-driven and collegiate advisor-driven program, which is really the history of NCSY as well, where you see the greatest impact.
Well, I've had two sons in NCSY Kolel. I think one of the things they enjoyed the most was meeting people from around the country, meeting people
Absolutely.
they never would have interacted with otherwise. What's your population like? I mean, it's not just New York and New Jersey, right?
We have about 50 different high schools represented amongst the 225 guys that are here, and it's actually even a little bit more than that. But 50 is a nice round number.
And when you say 50, you mean of every kind, every
right.
type
That's
of high
correct.
school.
That's correct. And we have all types on the Jewish school population spectrum, and as well, of course, many young men from public school who have come through the ranks of NCSY and are now finding themselves having this unforgettable experience over here. And that diversity makes a big difference. You'll have some really exciting combinations of people learning together, playing ball together, who would simply not do that anywhere else in the world but right here.
And I'm told that 5 campers through the years have become Rabbeim, staff members here with NCSY Kolel.
Even more, there are 5 current Rabbeim.
Oh, 5 current
That's
Rabbeim.
right. So it's even, over the years, we've probably had even more passing through. In fact, I know we've had 1 or 2 more. But of our 13 morning Rabbeim this summer, 5 of them were actually NCSYers on this program. And that's it's a testimony to what I was mentioning before about a lifestyle and a long-term commitment to a certain set of values and ideals. That's what the program is built on.
I would guess the majority of those 5 would say that NCSY Kolel really helped inspire them to more Torah study.
I'd like to think so.
I would think.
I'd like to think so.
I have a feeling.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go to a song selection, or we're gonna go to the student song first, and then we're gonna be joined by some students. NCSY. I'm told you're providing for us the cream of the crop.
Oh, well, they're all
I know.
the cream of the crop.
I don't have to be careful, but you have to be careful, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right. More coming up. Keep it right here at JM in the AM as we continue with an NCSY Kolel focus on our program that is focused, in addition, on all of the NCSY summer programs under the leadership of David Cutler. More coming up. Keep it here at JM in the AM.
hoya zara khaka faroret zu farat tot foino vanego
JM in the AM Thursday morning broadcast, and we're at, believe it or not, NCY Kolel in Israel. Could you imagine? That's where we're spending our Wednesday night, broadcasting from here, speaking about the NCSY summer programs. And Rabbi Benovitz tells me that 3 of the superstar students, campers here. Can you hear me? You can hear me down there, right? I can barely hear myself. I'm shocked you could hear me. 3 of the superstars of NCSY summer Kolel are here with me. One is Chaim Kozlau, who is a resident of Teaneck, New Jersey, and goes to MTA. Chaim, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're here for your second year.
Yes.
Why come back?
Because the first year was just so unbelievable that had to go back.
How many second-year guys are there here?
This year is a very solid amount of second-year guys, close to 40.
Are there 40 guys?
Yeah.
Who loved it so much they decided to return for another summer?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty amazing. So what's the highlight for you? You're a veteran here. What's the highlight of NCSY Kolel? Why spend your summer here?
I think that with everything that's advertised with the learning Torah, which is unbelievable, and the basketball and the trips, which is unbelievable, that you can learn Torah anywhere you go in any base medrash, and you can really play basketball on any court across the country. But what really makes Kollel so special is the Rabbeim, the Madrichim, the people that run the program are just so unbelievable that they make these things that you can really do anywhere else in the world so amazing that you just want to come back and do them back here with your true family.
Very nice. Boy, oh boy. Noah Rosenblum is here.
How you doing?
He is a student at Fuchs Mizrahi in Cleveland, Ohio. How are things in Cleveland?
They're great now after that championship.
Where's mine? Say it again, Noah?
They're great now after that championship, for sure.
Where were you when they won the championship?
I was at my grandparents' house with my family. It was unbelievable.
You figured it's one of those 3-generation experiences.
Right.
It ain't going to happen too often. Let's all get together and celebrate.
Very, very exciting, for sure.
I can only imagine. Were you at the parade?
I actually tried going to the parade. I did not make it. Too many people were there, honestly. I'm almost glad I didn't go.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And you know that Cleveland is the focal point of the entire world this week.
Why is that?
Are you familiar with this at all?
Of course, yeah.
Boy, you don't keep them in the dark when it comes to basketball, right, Benovitz, but when it comes to politics. Cleveland is where everyone, in fact, that's why we came to Israel. We figured the whole world is focused on Cleveland. We're going to go to the place that everyone's supposed to be focused on.
I'm glad I'm here.
You could say that again. But there's a lot of attention being paid. What's the Cleveland Jewish community like? When a guy like me, who spends his time in New York, asks you the silly question of what the Cleveland Jewish community is like, what's your answer?
It's a great community. It really, our motto of the school is it's not a school, it's a community, because everybody in the community, everybody helps everybody out. Everybody's friends. You know the parents are friends. On Shabbos, the Shabbases are amazing. You can go to your friend's house, and everybody's just so welcoming there. It's an awesome community for sure.
Very nice. As opposed to what you found in New York, or you haven't spent any time in New York yet?
I haven't spent that much time, but I'm sure it's much different.
So who convinces you to go to NCSY Kolel? You know, in the case of the people in New York, there are folks like Chaim Kozlau who are convincing their friends day and night that they must go to NCSY Kolel. Who in Cleveland is telling you, I have a recommendation for you, go spend your summer in BEIT MEIR?
Well, a lot of my rabbis were very excited that I was coming on Kollel.
Really?
So they actually helped me get the scholarship of Kollel. They were very excited to have me here. And
they hear about Kollel all the way in Cleveland?
Kollel's everywhere.
It is everywhere. I didn't even ask Rabbi Benovitz about the representation. How many cities would you think, or states around the U.S. are represented by Kollel? You guys have a guess? Right, Benovitz, anything? Hold up some fingers and tell us.
Cleveland.
You have a guess how many states are
Everybody
represented?
Everybody talks about it. Everybody loves Kollel.
No, I know, but you've met guys from where? Are there guys here from L.A.? Are the guys here from Texas? Are the guys here from Chicago? Are the guys here from other areas?
From other camps like Camp Sports. They told me to go here. They told me it was a great
No, but who have you met here? Are there guys here from L.A. and places like that?
Oh, for sure.
All over the U.S.?
Yeah. Everywhere. New York mainly, but
So you're meeting friends for life from different areas of the country.
yeah, and I'm very excited about it too.
You seem to be. Yoni Sapidin is here, an SAR student from Englewood, New Jersey, who comes from an amazing family, I might add. How you doing there, Yoni?
I'm good. How are you, Nachum?
Fine, thank you. How did you decide to go to NCSY Kolel?
I had a lot of role models and counselors from Morsha that convinced me to come, and I heard about it from my counselor, and I seemed like a perfect fit for me, so I'm loving it.
Do you have to turn away any students because of the space here? Because it seems like, based on what these three guys have been telling us, that everyone's convincing everybody to try to come to NCSY Kolel for a summer. Is there such a thing as a guy coming back for a third year? That's happened?
Yeah, this year even.
Yeah, you have third time?
There are people who have been here for nine plus years.
It sounds like there's some people who show up and never leave NCSY Kolel. Anyway, we thank Chaim Kozlau, who's going back to MTA, I assume.
Yes.
Teaneck, New Jersey. We thank Noah Rosenblum, Fuchs Mizrahi School in Cleveland, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
And Yoni Sapidin, who goes to SAR and is from Englewood, New Jersey. All three of them angry as anything that I've taken away from their night Seder. That's how effective NCSY Kolel is. These three are looking at me like, can you let us go back already and hit the books and start learning again? Right, Benefits, you should be proud. I applaud you, gentlemen. I applaud you.
Thank you, Nachum.
No joke. Thank you very much. There you have it. The cream of the crop, as described to me, of NCSY Kolel here in Beit Meir in Israel. A reminder that tomorrow morning at JM in the AM on Friday morning show, that's going to be our visit to Yom NCSY, the big celebration of the NCSY summer programs collectively. That happens at Bar Ilan. We'll be there for that. I also want to take this opportunity to just thank some of the people who have made this trip possible, including our friends at the Inbal Hotel, where we are based every time we come to Yerushalayim. I want to thank our friends at TravelCell and TravelCell.com, who are keeping us connected via phone and MiFi and everything else with friends and family back in the U.S. and with our staff as well. They're at 718-382-6500. A big hello to our friends at Traveler's Choice for helping us with so many of the details regarding this trip. Thank you both to Yossi and Devorah and everybody at Traveler's Choice. And a big thank you to Mayor Kruder, who joined us at the airport in the Kennedy Airport to help send us off and take photos of the big tekes, the big ceremony with Nefesh B'Nefesh. Well, one of our wonderful old friends, I hope he doesn't take offense that I say it like that, Rabbi Yisrael Kamenetsky, who is the Rosh Hashiva, that's the proper term.
Mashgiach and educational director of the Kollel, but Rosh Hashiva of the Hebrew Academy of Long Beach.
Right. Then all the Halb schools. I didn't realize that you had that type of formal capacity here. Mashgiach and
educational director.
Now, look, I can only imagine how many DRS students are here. How many are there, do you know?
50. That's just among the NCSYers, probably plus another 20 on the staff.
There are 50 DRS students in NCSY Kolel? Is that the largest representation of any school? It is?
Yeah.
I was hoping you know which school would have even larger. But you met a lot of wonderful students from all different schools. I can only imagine. So what is it? What is it about this whole system? What is it about this whole atmosphere that has become so attractive to so many kids that we're at a point that that NCSY Kolel has 225 plus students each summer now?
It's a great question, Nachum. I really think it is and this is really what attracted me to NCSY Kolel 22 years ago.
As a camper?
No.
Oh, as a first-time staff member.
22 years ago. What attracted me to the Kollel was there was no place on earth that I had ever seen that Torah and Yiddishkeit is presented in a more exciting, positive, upbeat way that teenagers are just so excited about it. This is what chinuch needs to be in America. And I will tell you that I took a lot of what I saw through NCSY and NCSY Kolel and tried to inject it into the regular high school experience. Because the regular high school experience, this is what high school kids need. They need excitement, they need passion, they need drive, they need that's what turns kids on to learning. And when you create an atmosphere that's unbelievably exciting and positive, and there's, together with the learning, there's trips and there's older madrichim who are phenomenal role models, who are with it, who are normal guys that the kids can relate to. And to me, I was very involved in camping in general. But when I saw what was going on here and I had the opportunity to join it, I said, how could I not be part of this? Because to be in the land of Israel, to be in the most exciting, the center of the Jewish universe, and with the most exciting kids and exciting program, I just couldn't stay away from it. And I really think that's what attracts the kids to it.
We're going to be joined by Rabbi Sobolovsky in a moment. I don't mean to make him wait, but I have to address this point with you. Why is it that more educators don't get this point? Why is it that more educators don't understand that it's only, I shouldn't say only, but that in a very large measure, the excitement that surrounds this type of program, and as you said, the excitement that you've taken from here and implemented in your own experience in a real school formal atmosphere, is necessary these days in order to attract students to this type of Torah study?
I think that a lot of schools are getting it. I think it's taken some time. I've seen a lot of change in the schools in the last 20 years. Now I've had the privilege of being a principal for 20 years. I think 25 and 30 years ago when you and I were going to high school, this stuff did not exist, to say the least. But I think that over the years, a lot of schools have realized that if you want to talk to the modern student, you got to talk to him on his wavelength. And you got to figure out a way to take a timeless Torah. The Torah has been around for thousands of years, but figure out a way to present it to kids in a way that they will be attracted to it, that they will want to stick with it, that they'll want to make it a part of their lives for the rest of their lives. And I feel like on NCY Kolel, that is one of the things that, especially Rabbi Benovitz, who has an incredible talent in this regard, you can't understate that. Don't ask him because he'll be the last person to talk about himself. But the way he leads this program in terms of his understanding of kids and his mixing intense Torah study with intense sports, intense trips, an intense experience all over.
Intense love of Israel.
Intense love of the state of Israel, no question about it. The way, and he proved it by moving here. I think that those are some of the key secret ingredients to NCY Kolel.
Rabbi Tzvi Sobolovsky joins us, Rosh Hashiva at REITs. An honor to have you here, Rabbi Sobolovsky. You know that there are many options for students and how they can spend their summer. Does it surprise you that so many have decided to spend their summer surrounded by Torah study in an atmosphere like this?
I think that as soon as you hear a little bit what's going on in NCY Kolel, it's not a great surprise. As Rabbi Kamenetsky said, word spreads. And even though we've only been here for a week so far, if I could just even give you a glimpse of what's been going on here. I mean, you're talking about the first Mishma, the first Thursday night here, a base medrash packed, over 200 boys till all hours of the night, just steiging away like you think like, wow, these boys, it's amazing, unbelievable. And then Friday night, we had a tish that was literally rocking from the ceiling. We had 300 people in a room that, I don't know if it could hold 300 people, but you could hear it. I mean, it blows you away.
Maybe our high schools are doing a better job than we thought because they must have showed up with some of this already, right? I would guess. It's pretty amazing that they come with this type of attitude and this type of enthusiasm for Torah study, and that they're willing to take their Thursday nights and their Friday nights and all other nights and really be involved in a real Torah atmosphere. And the Ruach here must be amazing. It's not just the Torah study,
I'll tell
right?
you, Nachum, that I think that, and I've spoken to many high school principals, the kids that they send to Kollel who come back to their high schools and ask, can we have more tishes? Can we have more excitement? I think the principals really appreciate that because the Ruach, it goes both directions. They come with it, and then they come bring it back.
You're asked to give a shiur every day, I assume, Rabbi Sobolovsky?
I say multiple shiurim every day.
Multiple shiurim every single day.
I say here a regular shiur for this year. I'm saying for the 10th graders. So we're learning Maseches Megillah, and I'm having a great time. I hope they're having a great time. We have Baruch Hashem. It's
well,
wonderful.
like I say, it must be amazing because they want to be here. And I'm not suggesting that anyone else you give a shiur to may not want to, but still, these young kids with a thirst for Torah and a real enthusiasm, and we see what's happening here in front of us, it just must be an amazing feeling.
This is just a typical night seder. This is not just because you're here. I mean, this is really
they didn't set it up for us, huh?
This is the real thing.
Oh,
say
boy.
A couple of shiurim here. I have the schus to be together with Rabbi Schechter, and we switch off the week that Rabbi Schechter is here. So he says the halacha shiur every morning, and then when a couple of weeks when he goes away, so I take over the halacha shiur. So I get to say that. I learn with the boys at night, and I say chabura in the afternoon. So Baruch Hashem, they want to come. The boys keep on coming, so we'll keep on saying shiurim. That's the goal.
Well, we've let a secret out. Anybody who's looking for these amazing Rebbeim during the summer to not bother them, but to find them and ask questions, now you know where they are. They're in BEIT MEIR at NCY Kolel. You mentioned Rav Schechter, of course, joining Rabbi Sobolovsky and Rabbi Kamenetsky, Rabbi MEIR Twersky, is here, and of course, they are all Rosh Yeshiva here at NCSY Kolel. When I thank both of you, thank you for inviting us and for having us, Rabbi Kamenetsky, Rabbi Sobolovsky. Continue having joy and an inspiration from this experience with NCSY Kolel.
Nachum, I want to thank you very much for coming to us and for giving us a forum, because it's through you that the world is going to find out about what a special program this is.
I appreciate
I know,
that.
And it's been a pleasure to have your own children on the program.
I had
teaching
two
them and
sons
interacting
here,
with them.
and I think what they cherish the most, I don't know if I said it earlier, I was thinking of it, is the relationships that they had with the Rebbeim, but also with other students that they never would have met in any other type of environment. So it really was a great experience for them. Thank you both very
I want
much.
to send all the best regards back to Bergen County.
Yes.
Because we have a very large, I know we have a lot of 5 townspeople also, but we have a big, big group from Bergen County. We had this year, I think we have a large contingency from our shul, so that's a very special thing that I'm able to see, to watch the boys who I see all year, to watch them come here, and we spend a little time learning with them here also. That's a very special treat. So
phenomenal. Thank you,
Nachum.
Rabbi.
Thank you
so much, Nachum. Keep up your avodas hakodesh.
That's right.
Thank you very, very much for that. JM in the AM, it is a Thursday morning broadcast, believe it or not, even though it's Wednesday night where we are at NCSY Kolel in BEIT MEIR. And we will continue with plenty more coming up if you keep it here at JM in the AM.
Nishtabach shimecho lo ad malkeinu Okay lamelech godol veYakov hodoish bashomayim U'oretz Ki lecha na'oeh Hashem Elokeinu Ve'elokeh ve'yavoseinu Ki lecha na'oeh Hashem Elokeinu Ve'elokeh ve'yavoseinu Shiru shvacha aleinu v'ziru Oizu mekshodo netzach Gedulo geburo Teilo v'siferes Kedusha u'malachus Shiru shvacha Hallel v'zimeru Oizu memsholom netzach Gedulo gevuro Teilo v'siferes Kedusha u'malachus V'rochoi ve'oidois V'shinecho ha'gadol ve'ha'kadosh U'meyoilom amadoilom B'rochois ve'hoidois V'shimecho ha'gadol ve'Yakov hodoish U'meyoilom amadoilom ha'atokei Ki lechunu Hashem Elokeinu Ve'elokeh Ki lecha noeh Hashem Elokeinu Ve'elokeh ve'yavoseinu Shir yishvuchu halayl v'zimeru Oizim emshulu neitzach Gdilu igviru Ve'ilu v'siferes Gdishu imalchis Shiru shvacha Hallel v'zimeru Oizim emshulu neitzach Gedulo gevuro Teilo v'siferes Kedusha u'malachus Ruchoi ze'hoidois V'shimechu ha'gadol ve'ha'kadosh Imayoilom ha'adoilom khois ve hoydos nishmecho agodoy ve yakotosh meyoylom mavadoylom
Ellie Marcus on that one called Yishtabach here at the JM in the AM. Thursday morning, we're in Israel. The whole world is focused on other major cities around the world. We're in the Holy Land, where we all should be. And broadcasting this week. Tomorrow, Yom NCSY for a Friday morning broadcast. And Sunday, we'll be at Yeshivat Makor Chaim in the Gush. Monday morning, we'll start our 3 weeks format here at JM in the AM with a broadcast from Makor Chaim. Rabbi David Goldwasser's words, Echanishmas of Zebin Yosef Alevi and Esther Basar Yosef Alevi. Here is Rabbi David Goldwasser with Morning Chizuk.
Good morning. The Chassam Sofer explains that when a person is Mekabel Ba'ava, accepts with love all that happens, it signifies that he recognizes the goodness of Hashem. Similarly, a person may have understood that an individual might have done wrong. Whatever has happened will serve as a kapara, or an atonement, or at least the person understands that if life is too good, it's also possible for him to sin. Therefore we learn, Hashlech al Hashem Yahavcha, a person should throw their burden upon Hashem and rely that Hashem will do whatever is good in his eyes. A woman had been lighting candles for a number of years. Suddenly, she found that every week after she lit the candles, one of them would consistently go out. Although she could conceive the possibility that a few or all of the flames would blow out, the airiness of only one candle not remaining lit bothered her very much. She believed it suggested a personal shortcoming that needed to be rectified. After a lot of soul searching, the woman resolved to work on the midah of kas, anger. She determined that the reason the candle was blowing out was because she needed to extinguish the fire of her own anger. She realized that she would often lose her temper with her children, with her spouse, and under pressure, her shalom bayis was sometimes threatened. The following week, she made every effort to control her anger. When she lit candles that Friday afternoon, she noticed the candle begin to flicker and its light slowly weaken. Turning her eyes heavenward, she cried, "My Father in heaven, I know you are trying to teach me something with this candle. If it is true that you want me to conquer my anger, please let this candle continue burning. I know that I continue to get angry, but I'm diligently working to prevail over this midah. I know I don't deserve to have an open miracle, but your revelation would warm my heart." She looked once again at the candles that remained burning, and then went to tend to her children. When she returned to her candles, approximately 15 minutes later, all the candles, including the one whose flame had died, were now shining more brightly than ever. One who believes that Hashem is his Father can certainly call upon him at all times. This has been Rabbi David Goldwasser, bringing you Morning Chizuk. Have a nice day.
Well, our friends at NCSY Summer have done such a great job preparing for this show. They've actually invited some of the women from the Michlelet program to join us here tonight. Believe it or not, in the NCSY Kolel base medrash, which is funny as you would suspect. But here we are in our makeshift studio in the base medrash, enjoying everyone's company, including Mrs. Rivka Yudin. Mrs. Yudin is director of Michlelet NCSY. Welcome to JM in the AM.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here.
The last time you had a summer encounter with a seagull was when? A couple of years ago.
2 summers ago, maybe?
2 summers ago. You remember?
I got it, Chava.
She actually made an impression on everybody.
She actually made an impression, a wonderful impression.
For those who are completely unfamiliar with Michlelet, explain what Michlelet is.
Sure. Michlelet NCSY is a summer program for girls who want to have an amazing, incredible, fun summer at the same time having a productive, meaningful, exciting summer. So it's learning, it's chesed, it's touring, it's fun, and the girls grow a ton and have an awesome, incredible, fun, exciting time.
And again, as we said in the case of Kolel, and not to repeat, but I think it's so important to mention, you're meeting young women from all around North America. I mean, they're coming from all different communities, correct?
Girls from all different communities, all different backgrounds, and it's something very, very special. And I think very, very unique about Mechlelet is that we literally have girls from every background, all over the U.S., from Israel, from Canada, and it comes together as one unified program. It's something very, very special.
How long have you been the director of Mechlelet for NCSY?
11 years now. This is my 11th summer.
So you have seen quite a number of students come through.
Yes.
A typical summer will have how many?
Around 100 girls usually.
Oh, wow. And still based on the Rashid
in the
campus?
beautiful campus of Rashid.
Right. I hope it didn't take you too long to get here. I have no idea what the geography is. But
around 15 minutes.
Oh, good. That's not so bad. And you have some students who do return for a second year. Some might ask why. We'll find out why in a minute, right? Because we're going to speak with at least one of them here tonight. Yes. So you have an incredible loyalty among a second year, maybe even beyond that. You have third year and fourth as well?
Yes,
amazing.
We do.
Maybe this is really a generalization that I shouldn't make, but I'm going to make it anyway. It seems that when it comes, for instance, to a program like Kollel, we all understand that there's a curriculum that's based on the experience of having Torah study in this unique environment. You know that the night Seder is a very important component for the boys, et cetera, et cetera. How does it work curriculum-wise for the girls? I mean, what type of curriculum is established for the summer program?
Okay, so in terms of our learning, the learning on Mechlelet is something that's very, very, very special and very, very exciting. I'll tell you that during the school year, a lot of girls learn with the pressure of tests, with the fear of everything that comes along with it. And Mechlelet is just exciting learning with no pressure of tests, and also just all those topics you always want to get your teacher off topic about. So that's what Mechlelet's about.
It's one big distraction, huh?
Exactly.
One big tangent.
Exactly.
Well, that's funny, but you mean that seriously?
I mean that seriously. I mean all the things that the girls really want to learn about, and all the questions that they have. All those things are exciting and addressed, and nothing's
off the table.
Exactly.
It's all on the table.
Exactly. So they have learning from incredible teachers. They have teacher shiurim with every type of level, every type of learning style, and then they have learning in small chaburas with their madrichot. The madrichot are incredible. They're awesome, cool, with it college girls. And we have topics from Disney characters and how they apply to Judaism and women in Tanakh with complete texts. So we've got every type of learning possible. And then we have incredible night speakers. The speakers are just out of this world. Every night another fantastic speakers like Rav Gav Friedman, Mrs. Dina Schoonmaker, Rav Nissel, Rav Donnie Marcus, really like top-rate, amazing speakers, and every night another exciting speaker. So
very nice.
We have a lot of different types of learning going on Mechlelet.
I mean, even those of us familiar with it don't realize everything that's happening there. It's pretty incredible. We're speaking with Mrs. Rivka Yudin, director of Mechlelet NCSY. Is it impossible? I shouldn't say impossible. Is it possible to whittle down from all the applicants you get to be staff at Mechlelet NCSY? I would assume that you're very much in demand among staff.
We thank God. We have, firstly, we have a huge ratio of madrichot to girls because we feel like the madrichot, the advisors are awesome and they build up the girls and they're so incredible. So we actually have a 4-to-1 ratio. Every 4 girls, we hire another madricha.
Wow.
But we have so many incredible, amazing applicants. It is so hard to choose. In fact, this year in January, we closed down the application process because I felt like there were so many amazing girls and I'm saying no to so many, I can't do it anymore. So in January, that was it. You couldn't apply anymore.
Pretty
so
amazing.
we really have the best advisors.
All right, we're going to meet some of the students, some of the campers who are here tonight. Should we pass this microphone over?
Sure.
We'll pass this microphone over. Aviva Barth is here. Where's Aviva? Hey there, Aviva. I have a feeling I know some of the Barth family, but we could play Jewish geography later. Aviva Barth is from Queens. She goes to Manhattan High School. What made you decide to go to Mechlelet this summer?
I was looking for a program that I would grow spiritually and I would meet lots of girls from all over and have an amazing time while meeting people in my position and people from all different backgrounds. and so far it's been amazing.
That's exactly what's happened? People from all over, different backgrounds, and you feel somewhat spiritually uplifted already?
Yes, for sure.
What's the best part of Mechlelet? Is there a favorite time of day or something that happens that you find really interesting or fascinating?
I don't know if I could pick one part, but I definitely enjoy our Chabura learning because it's, as Mrs. Yunin said, it's very different from school, and you really get to build a connection with your madricha, and you get to learn and explore something that you would never do before.
Wow, very nice. Naomi Goldstein is here. She's from Cedarhurst. She goes to SKA. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How did you find out about Mechlelet?
My whole school says the most amazing things about it, and they tell me that it's the perfect balance between having the best time of your life and the most amazing summer, also growing so spiritually, coming out, like having the best time of your life.
And this is all that you've heard from people who've been predecessors of yours, those who've been there before, and they spend their time convincing you during the school year to come to Mechlelet, huh? Do you guys have to make a decision relatively quickly? Are you told that Mechlelet sells out at some point and you have to make sure to get those applications in?
Yes, definitely.
So you have to let them know by when that you're going to spend the summer with them?
January time.
It was that early?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. Very popular, I must say. Very, very popular. And Eliana, is it Feifel?
Eliana Feifel.
Eliana Feifel, I apologize.
No, don't worry about it.
Is from, thank you, is from Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
And you're here at Mechlelet for more than one summer. This is your second summer.
Yeah, this is my Shana
So what makes you come back, and are there a lot of ladies who are coming back for a second summer?
So every year it actually differs. Some year they have more, some years they have less. My year happens to be a smaller Shana but it doesn't stop us. We still are pumping Mechlelet up and full of excitement. Last year, I really just gained a new perspective on life, new perspective on Judaism. I just had this incredible love for Torah, and I really worked really hard this year because I wanted to come back and I wanted to continue that growth and development, and I just wanted to have another phenomenal summer.
What are parts of the day that also help you in that way, becoming more spiritually active? Aside from the Torah study, are there other things that go on that help in that way?
Yeah, for sure. I just think the environment on Mechlelet is something that you're really not going to find anywhere else. You have 100 girls who just want to learn, they just want to grow, and you don't really find that so much. You just have so many cool, balanced girls, girls who want to have fun, girls who want to learn, and at the same time, everyone's nice, everyone wants to be your friend, and it's just a really warm and welcoming environment.
Eliana, what's Jewish life like in Chicago?
Chicago's actually has a very large Jewish community. It's really great. I love Chicago.
And when you meet people from other places around the country, that must be a nice feeling.
It is, yeah. I also came with friends, so it's good to come with people and to meet brand new people.
Oh, is there a large contingent from Chicago?
Yeah, about 8 girls this year, plus
nice.
Madrichot.
Very nice. And now I get to ask Naomi what life is like in Cedarhurst. But I guess most of us know the answer to that, right? About the New York, New Jersey area. So what's going to happen now? You're going to complete this experience, and you're going to go back to Cedarhurst and to your school and tell everybody there how great it was.
Yes.
And these end up being your best recruiters, I guess, at that point, right? Yeah, that's for sure. Aviva Barth, Naomi Goldstein, Eliana Feifel, all students and campers here at the Mechlelet in Israel. Is there anything else you want to tell us that you've been enjoying this summer? Anything else that's been a highlight for you so far this summer?
We did a chassid trip, we did Lakat, and it's just something, we split up, we all did different chasadim, and it's just something special when you get to do something for others, but it's not necessarily something you would get to do even in America.
Right.
So it was just nice to do it, and you feel like it's just something so special you feel when it's like accomplishment, but you feel good because you help someone out, and we fed 120 families just for one day. It was really nice.
Well said. It's amazing how these programs, the Chesed programs, play such an important role, especially here in Israel. You were saying, I'm sorry?
Oh, of course. It's hard to pick one highlight out of every single thing, every amazing thing that we do. But what I'm most looking forward to and what everyone talks about all year is the wedding that we make.
I've heard about this.
It's crazy.
I heard about this. Yeah. You make a wedding basically for an underprivileged couple.
Exactly.
Who would not be able to afford their own wedding, who
We
may
do
not
everything.
may not even have family that can help them with a wedding, and you do everything from start to finish.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. That happens, I assume, the last week of camp, right? Basically happens the last week of camp. This year it will happen right after Tisha B'Av, I guess, at some point. Well, Mazal Tov in advance, and thank you very much to Aviva, to Naomi, and to Liana. Continue to enjoy your summer at Michlellet with NCSY.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I thank you, and I thank Mrs. Rivka Yudin, Director of Michlellet NCSY. Continued success this summer. Sounds like you again have put together an amazing program for everybody at Michlellet. We are in NCSY Kolel in BEIT MEIR. We're doing a Thursday morning broadcast of JM in the AM, meeting a lot of very interesting guests as we continue here on a Thursday broadcast, and I'm told we're going to go to a musical break because apparently they're getting ready to daven Mariv here in the Kollel base medrash. So we're going to go to a musical break, the only radio show I know of in the world that actually has a Mariv musical break. More coming up if you keep it at JM in the AM.
הגודל הגיבוי והנעירו בשמיים ובארץ ובארץ בשמיים ובארץ אוקיי לגודל הגיבוי והנעירו בשמיים ובארץ ובארץ בשמיים ובארץ המלך 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 הגדול המלך בשמיים ובארץ ובארץ בשמיים ובארץ אוקיי הגודל הגיבוי והנעירו בשמיים ובארץ ובארץ בשמיים ובארץ המלך 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 הגדול המלך עיני מלבדו המלך 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 הגדול המלך עיני מלבדו המלך 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 הגדול It's like you're sleeping, sleeping. There's a smile deep, deep within you. Ushaneinu, Rina, Rina. This song's for singing, Rina. Shira Malois, Bishop Hashem. Here we go now, here we go again. Hoyinu, Yunuke Chomim. It's like you're sleeping, sleeping. There's a smile deep, deep within you. Ushaneinu, Rina, Rina. This song's for singing, Rina. Why wait to celebrate? MEIR Yishama. Bright lights in city streets. Why wait to celebrate? MEIR Yishama. Clap now and stamp your feet. Shira Malois Vishuv Hashem. Here we go now, here we go again. Hoyinu Yunuke Chomim. It's like you're sleeping, sleeping. There's a smile deep, deep within you. Ushaneinu, Rina, Rina. This song's for singing, Rina. Why wait to celebrate? MEIR Yishama. Bright lights in city streets. Why wait to celebrate? MEIR Yishama. Clap now and stamp your feet. Why wait to celebrate? Bright lights in city streets. Why wait to celebrate? MEIR Yishama. Clap now and stamp your feet. ילכו בחול, עושה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא ברינה, בוא יבוא ברינה. הלך ילכו בחול, עושה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא ברינה, בוא יבוא ברינה. הלך ילכו בחול, עושה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא ברינה, בוא יבוא ברינה. הלך ילכו בחול, עושה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא ברינה, בוא יבוא. To celebrate bright lights in city streets. Why wait to celebrate? MEIR Yishama. Clap now and stamp your feet. Why wait to celebrate bright lights in city streets? Why wait to celebrate? MEIR Yishama. חוצי ירושלים. כל ילכו בחור, זה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא. וואי 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 וואי. כל מה שעושה הקדוש ברוך הוא, הכל לטובה. כל מה שנותן הקדוש ברוך הוא, הכל מתנה. כל מה שקורה אנחנו מקבלים באמונה. כל מה שעובר אנחנו מברכים על טוב ועל רע. כל מה דאביד רחמנה לטב אביד, לטב אביד. כל מה דאביד רחמנה, הכל לטובה. הקדוש ברוך הוא, הכל לטובה. כל מה שנותן הקדוש ברוך הוא, הכל מתנה. כל מה שקורה אנחנו מקבלים באמונה. כל מה שעובר אנחנו מברכים על טוב ועל רע.
שקורה אנחנו מקבלים באמונה כל מה שעובר אנחנו מברכים על טוב ועל רע לטב אביד כל מה דאביד רחמנה הכל לטובה
Shira Kayam Ulshoneinu Rina Gamongalof Visif Salseinu Sheva Timecha Veirakia Ilufinu Male Shira Kayam Ulshoneinu Rina Gamongalof V'sif saseinu shevach Kimercha ve'rakiya Ein anachnu maspikim le'odas lecha Hashem Ein anachnu maspikim le'odas lecha Hashem Ein anachnu maspikim le'odas lecha Hashem Ein anachnu maspikim le'odas lecha Hashem
Elufinu malay shira kayam Ushaynaynu rina kamangalav V'siyif saysaynu sheva Mercha ve'rakiya Elufinu malay shira kayam Ushaynaynu Sif Saysaynu Sheyeva Kimercha Ve'rakiya Ayneina Nawachnu Maspekim Le'haydais Le'yecha Hashem Ayneina Nawachnu Maspekim Le'haydais Le'yecha Hashem Ein anachnu maspikim le'oidais lecha Hashem Ein anachnu maspikim le'oidais le'yecha Hashem
JM in the AM wrapping up hour number 2 from NCY Kolel, and this is America's one and only Jewish Moments in the Morning radio program. Heard on listeners-sponsored WFMU East Orange, WMFU Mount Hope, Rockland County at 91.9, and the FM dial broadcasting live in the Sonia and Robert Gold studios in Jersey City, New Jersey, around the world on the web, jmnam.org, and of course on the NSN app.
Samichacho Yetzircho Begani Demikede Sameyate Samach Reim Reim Ho Ahuvim Samichacho Yetzircho Begani Demikede Nismach Han Kulanu Halayla Nikod Biyachad Kol Halayla Kilanu Shelanu Halayla Yam Echad Halayla Kol Halev Halayla Nismach Han Kulanu Halayla Nikod Biyachad Kol Halayla Kilanu Shelanu Halayla Yam Echad Halayla Kol Halev Halayla Sameyate Sama Reim Reim Ho Ahuvim Samichacho Yetzircho Begani Demikede Sameyate Sama Reim Reim Ho Ahuvim Samichacho Yetzircho Begani Demikede Nismach Han Kulanu Halaylo Nikod Biyachad Kol Halayla Kilanu Shelanu Halayla Yam Echad Halayla Kol Halev Halayla Nismach Han Kulanu Halayla Nikod Biyachad Kol Halayla Kilanu Shelanu Halayla Yam Echad Halayla Kol Halev Halayla
JM in the AM here on a Thursday morning broadcast from the NCSY Kolel base medrash. The first stage of this Achnasa Sefer Torah that we've been talking about from the Cutler family is going to be taking place here. In just a couple of minutes, they're going to be inviting people to write letters and to start the celebration. The Achnasa Sefer Torah officially presented tomorrow at Yom NCSY, and you'll hear it on Fridays, JM in the AM. With us is Erin Stiebel. Erin is the director of Give. From what I hear from our personal Siegel family experience, you have quite a program that you're running. Welcome to JM in the AM.
Thank you so much for having me. Very excited to be here.
I appreciate that. How many years? How long have you been with Give?
This is my 7th year running Give.
Very nice. And for those who are unfamiliar, how would you explain what the Give program is all about?
NCSY Give is a fantastic summer program. We spend 5 weeks in Israel giving back to the land. We allow our girls to interact with Israel as opposed to just being a tourist. They get to really see Israel through the people of the land, interacting with them, working with the homeless, working with people with disabilities, the elderly, the disabled. Everybody sort of comes together, and you see that Israel comes to life by having an opportunity to not just be a tourist, but to be somebody who's talking to different people, who's getting to know Am Yisrael, and you become so acquainted with Israel, and you recognize it really is our brothers and sisters. And I can walk into a nursing home and put a smile on somebody's face, and that makes me a part of Am Yisrael in a very real way.
So there's a lot of give. Is there a lot of give being done the other way? Meaning, are the girls getting, I should say there's a lot of give, is there a lot of get? Are the girls getting a good experience from all this and understanding how important all this chesed is?
Well, you should answer that. You have a daughter who ran the program. What do you think?
I agree. I should be answering it, but you probably know a lot better than I do.
Okay, you're off the hook. I'll take this one. I think the girls grow tremendously. When you talk to a high school girl, especially in today's day and age, and you help them recognize that they have such incredible potential and they can achieve so many milestones and do so much with who they are and the God-given talents they've been blessed with. They walk into any sort of environment and they recognize I'm artistic. I have a great personality. I can engage anybody in dialogue. I can put a smile on somebody's face. They recognize the potential they have to contribute to Am Yisrael, and it's incredible and it's powerful and it's meaningful for them. And Judaism becomes something that's outside of the four walls of the classroom. It becomes something something that is real everyday life. It becomes something you can take home with you just by saying hello to the person at the grocery store, just by being a representative of Klal Yisrael everywhere you go. You recognize that too is Judaism, that too is Chesed.
Aaron Stiebel's with us, Director of Give with NCSY and its summer programs. Is this a formal program? In other words, there's just like any of the others that we've been speaking about, I assume there's a schedule and a daily routine that the girls are going through, and you're fitting in all these different trips and Chesed projects where appropriate.
Yes, it's a very exciting program. We are a base program, meaning we stay on the same campus all summer, but we spend Shabbos in different communities, and every day we start off with davening, with chaburas, with learning programs that are given over by the advisors that they themselves prepare. It's an opportunity for the girls to really learn from positive role models who are just a few years older than them, and then we leave campus and we go off to make our impact on the world. And we'll start up north. Maybe we'll end the day, in Yerushalayim. We're really touching all different parts of Israel. And by spending Shabbos in the north, for example, we get to do Chesed in an Ethiopian absorption center in Tzfat, and the next day we're back in Yerushalayim working at Yad LeKashish with elderly immigrants who recently came over and are looking for the next stage of their life. So we get to see the country in a very real way, but out of the box. We're not just tourists, we're one of the people.
Aaron Stiebel's with us. What is this? How would you put into words what this means for future leadership in our community? How these types of programs like Give can really shape the future of young women in our community?
It's a fantastic question. I think that the young women of today have so many opportunities at their fingertips. The world just really puts everything out there for us. They say, take it and run with it. And Give is an example of taking a girl who either really is in touch with her potential or a girl who might not be and might not realize all that she can achieve, and it empowers them. And it says, we're not just here, to be a recipient. We're here to be able to give back. We're here to be able to make a difference. Watching these girls come out of their shells is unbelievable. They come home changed. They come home inspired. They're empowered. The status quo they've been living with is not enough for them anymore. They really want to impact their immediate community and the greater Jewish community. And for me, the greatest nachas, having run this program for so many years now, is watching my former givers now be madrichot on the program, now be leaders in the communities they're living in and building families of their own. It's a tremendous legacy, all because they decided to take 5 weeks out of their life to do something for somebody else that really ultimately ended up and impacted themselves.
I would guess, just like the other programs, you're meeting a lot of campers from different cities around the United States.
Yes, and Canada. Let's not forget the Canadians, everybody. Yes, we are very lucky. We definitely have our presence from the tri-state area, but we have girls coming from all over the U.S. and Canada. Even a girl from Montreal. We have Minneapolis, Texas, St. Louis, Florida, Maryland. They're coming from all over the place. And they're also coming from very diverse backgrounds. We have girls from Beis Yaakov, we have girls from public school, and everybody in between. And I think that diversity fosters tremendous growth, because the girls coming from Beis Yaakov look at these public school girls and they're saying, you're choosing this? Like, you're choosing to be able to engage in Judaism every day. And the public school girls look at the Beis Yaakov girls and they say, you get Torah every day? Like, teach me, I want more. And they become givers at home also, and they're teaching and they're learning from one another. And the dialogues, the engagement, the one-on-ones, the relationships are also fostering tremendous growth in the dorms, on the buses. There's learning on the buses everywhere you go. It's unbelievable. The girls are constantly learning and growing from their surroundings and constantly learning and growing from each other.
Aaron Stiebel leads Give, another unique program with NCSY for this summer. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for your time.
Greatly appreciate
See you
it.
later.
And best regards, everybody at Give. If you're looking at our video right now or listening to our audio, we are going to spend a minute or two just giving everybody a flavor of this NCSY Kolel start of the Hachnasa Sefer Torah celebration that we've mentioned, as the Cutlers are getting ready to dedicate at Yom NCSY a brand new Sefer Torah in memory of David's parents. And you'll be able to experience part of that with us here at JM in the AM. We're broadcasting from NCSY Kolel here in BEIT MEIR. 225 students in NCSY Kolel for the summer who are dedicating themselves to Torah study and a lot of ruach, a lot of spiritual inspiration. And right now, as you can hear, different people are being called up to write letters in the Sefer Torah in the official Hachnasa Sefer Torah celebration essentially has begun.
Rabbi Sobolovsky actually was just called up for one of the last letters in the Sefer Torah.
Right.
And they had already announced, or I should say Rabbi Benovitz had explained, that while they were filling the letters, or they were completing the letters, they would be going to slower songs. And that as they were welcoming in the Sefer Torah into the Beis Medrash, they were going to have, a lot of ruach, a lot of hoopla. And when the Sefer Torah was going to be completed, etc., then they would resume that kind of energy. But right now, if you hear, can you hear it in the background?
Slower music.
Exactly, slower music. Tov lehodot l'Hashem.
JM in the AM as we continue here on a Wednesday night. You're listening to a Thursday morning broadcast, and now we get to meet two of the true heroes of the NCSY summer programs, because our known cats and Aryeh Frankel are here from Masai Yehudi. They are responsible for the logistics of the NCSY summer. I cannot even imagine how they began to take on this task and how it's done so efficiently. They're also in charge of Yom NCSY, which we're going to be part of tomorrow night, which means you'll hear about it Friday morning here at JM and the AM. And that, too, requires tremendous logistics and preparation. Our known cats, Aryeh Frankel, welcome to JM and the AM.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Where do we begin? How does somebody even think or start thinking about putting together the logistics for an entire summer program that attracts how many different programs from NCSY to Israel? How many are there?
Well, there are almost 24 different programs actually running on the ground.
Continuously, at the same time?
Throughout the summer, correct.
Yeah. So where do you start? Do you lay this all down on the living room floor and start to piece things together? How does it work?
So, Nachum, that's a fantastic question. The truth is, it stems and starts from partnership. This is an ongoing process. It doesn't start at any specific date of the year. In order to build such a program, in order to build all these programs and make sure that each program is not only unique but really fits the needs of NCSY, it starts with understanding who NCSY are, what they're looking for, what the difference is between each program, and how we can use our logistics and our ability to tailor design the program to fit their exact needs. So it's an ongoing process. While I'm here tonight at KOLLEL, and I'm blown away. I mean, I've been working with NCSY for 15 years, and I feel every time that I'm still learning something. Became quiet.
Are you doing this logistics for them for 15 years?
Yeah, basically, just about. And I'm still learning them. However, getting to know NCSY, we learn exactly what they're looking for, what they expect, and we start plotting out a program to try and fit their needs. And then it becomes a ping pong, back and forth. We try out a program, we hear what they think about it, we learn, we progress, until we finally hit a very high level of accommodating their needs in order that they really have the most, they get the most out of every moment here in Israel.
Because every program has a different focus. Every program has different needs. Every program has different places they want to go to. Every program has, I would assume, both ease and difficulty in moving them around, those that aren't based in one place. All this is under your umbrella.
Yes. It's true, it's true. I always say that I don't think you need to be a genius in order to organize a trip down to Masada. Almost anybody can do that. But the ability to really have added value for an organization like NCSY is to turn every place that you go to into the experience that they're looking for. So I can take you down to Masada 3 times, and each time you'll have a totally different experience because you're looking for something else. Your interest may be Jewish history, your interest may be archaeology, your interest may be Israeli society or security, whatever your interest is. I need to build your program, even though I'm taking you to the exactly same places, I need to spice it in the way that you'll get to what you're looking for out of that program.
Arnon Katz and Aryeh Frankel. Who's who, by the way? Arnon and Arnon Katz and Aryeh Frankel, Masai Yehudi. Tell me about Yom NCSY, because you're bringing together tomorrow students from, campers, students, staff from everywhere, right? Basically who are traveling the country or based in different areas of the country. Tell me about Yom NCSY and how difficult that is to do.
So Yom NCSY, we have about 2,000 participants who are going to be there tomorrow. And as you said, they come from all the different walks of life. We have kids who are from public school, we have kids who are KOLLEL kids, adults, families, NCSY alumni, and they all come together because they realize that they're all part of one big family. Now, it's something amazing. When Israelis hear about it, when you live in Israel, you can become cynical sometimes.
Really?
It can happen. You see the challenges here, you see the difficulties, and sometimes sometimes you can even be upset about things that happen in Israel. And when you see the excitement in the eyes of people who come here from abroad, you fall in love with your country again. And Yom NCSY is a party. It's a connection of all those different things. It's a huge, I think we work on Yom NCSY 9-10 months a year in order to make sure that it really, really, really becomes the evening that we want it to be. But it's a lot of fun. It's a fun, you'll see tomorrow. It's a fun evening. We want everybody to have a good time. We want to see smiles on their faces. But we want it to hit home. We want them to realize exactly who we are, who NCSY is, and what we're trying to do.
So what I've learned in this conversation is you're not just a logistics company or one that can go ahead and provide, trips and entrance fees for everybody that needs it for the summer. You are taking into consideration the goals of each and every one of these programs so that their experience is the way it should be, is meeting their expectations.
Exactly. Nachum, we're called educational tourism. We run, NCSY is a very, very important client of ours. We run trips for adults, for youth, for kids, for schools, birthright trips. And for each one of them, we need to tailor design a program to fit their needs. A 28-year-old coming to Israel is looking for different things than a 75-year-old, than a bar mitzvah family trip coming in. We need to be able to really understand what they're looking for and to build a program that fits their needs.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I think this is our added value. And we can cater to bar mitzvah boys with families, through youth movements, through schools, students, adults, missions, shuls, families. Each one will see the different way of Israel, and according to their needs, requests, knowledge, and abilities.
How long have you been doing this?
Personally, it's a tough question. 22 years. I'm older than I look.
Arnon Katz and Aryeh Frankel from Masai Yehudi. How do people get information? I would assume that if there is a group out there that wants you guys to lead them the way you lead NCSY through Israel, you'd be able to do it. How do people get information about it?
Absolutely. Well, we have a website. It's jewishjourney.org. And on the website, we have a lot of information about the programs we do. And we're always developing new programs. We run gap year programs. We have students who come here looking for science and technology, culinary tours, first-timers, people who've been many times and are looking for something else. We're running programs in partnership with organizations in Israel like Zichron Menachem.
With the Technion. With the Technion, we're doing an entrepreneur business camp of teenagers who come and see the Startup Nation and trying to show them how you can take an idea and make it into a business, into a product.
How many weeks is that?
5 weeks in the summer.
Students from the United States? Or anywhere?
Anywhere. North America, Europe, the East. It's a very, very exciting field, and it's just growing. It's growing a lot. No day in our office looks like a similar day. We wake up in the morning, we have no idea what's looking for us. You need a lot of flexibility in order to be able to run tourism anywhere in the world, especially in Israel. And that's our fun. We love it. We love what we do.
And then, of course, there's always last-minute changes, and there's always things that need to be taken care of that you weren't planning on. You've had that experience in many different ways, and that all has to be considered as well.
I always say my wife can write a book about all the phone calls I got at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning with the surprises we were not anticipating.
I can only imagine. They're in charge of the logistics for NCSY during their summer programs, the trips for NCSY during the summer programs, and they are coordinating tomorrow's Yom NCSY, where we will be. It's Arnon Katz, Aryeh Frankel, Masai Yehudi, JewishJourney.com, you said? JewishJourney.com.
.org.
JewishJourney.org. Toda rabah, gentlemen.
Toda rabah, and see you in Israel.
We look forward to a great Yom NCSY, I can tell you that much.
Thank you. So do we.
More coming up here at JM in the AM. Derek Gorman is with us. He's Associate Director of West Coast NCSY. He is the TJJ bus leader for bus number 7. I hear bus number 7 is a great bus.
That's correct.
That's what I've been told. And what is this last one? Oh, and he just completed a letter in the Sefer Torah?
One of our students.
Oh, one of the students completed a letter in the Sefer Torah. Derek Gorman, welcome to JM in the AM.
Thank you very much.
We have a soft spot in our heart for West Coast NCSY because the wonderful Akiva Naiman was part of it for a while.
Akiva's awesome.
He is awesome.
It was such a pleasure to work with him. We miss him, but I know he's doing great things now also. So,
how on earth do you explain, and you're there on the front lines with TJJ, how do you explain that public school students can be convinced to go to Israel, a place where I'm sure they and their families have heard mixed reviews about, let's be honest.
Sure.
In addition, I would assume there is a Torah component, right? There's a spiritual component to TJJ. And we know that students who come from the United States at that age are not always the most spiritually inclined. Can you put into words how you are able to attract hundreds of people in that category to come to TJJ?
It's an excellent question. I would say it has to do with regular programming. It's not a shot in the dark. We go into a school and, hey, who wants to come to Israel? We regularly meet with students. We have events, some learning, some social, and we get to know these students really, really well. And they come around for Shabbos, and they see that it's emes. They see there's an excitement, and there's something in their soul that knows I want more. And that's what our experience is. When we come to Israel, we try our best to give them that more.
Now, I don't know what your background is. In fact, until 30 seconds ago, I never had spoken to you before. So I don't know what experience you had. But you're probably hearing, what's TJJ now, a week old, 10 days old? What is it? How old this
our
season?
trip
This
today?
right now, yeah.
Almost 3 weeks.
Oh, it's almost 3 weeks already.
We're towards the end.
So I'm sure in the first 3 weeks you've already heard some incredible stories, some of which even blow you away when you hear about how somebody started an association with traditional Judaism and why they were attracted to it, etc. Anything that comes to mind, anything you could share with us about a unique experience that one of these TJJ members has had that really you found to be unique?
Sure. There are already, I think I can say dozens of stories on my bus alone. Right. There's a girl that grew up excited to be Jewish. She had a bat mitzvah as far as she was concerned, and they had a party.
Right.
In the last 3 weeks, she learned how to read Hebrew. Now she can open up a
last
Siddur.
3 weeks?
Last 3 weeks. She can open up a Siddur and pick through it. And to see her excitement is unbelievable.
Can I ask what city she's from?
Los Angeles.
From L.A.
Yeah.
And now she knows Hebrew.
She knows how to read.
What do you think happens to that typical camper, and I don't know if that's even fair to call her typical, once TJJ ends? What will happen to her religiously once TJJ ends?
So we do our best to have a solid system of follow-up. So of our 40 students, we have 9 staff members. It's a heavy
big ratio.
Ratio. And we keep in touch with our students, whether it's through learning, through social events, through reunions. We keep in touch with them and make sure that their potential is continuing to grow.
Pretty amazing, I'll tell you. Derek Gorman's with us. In addition to his responsibilities with West Coast NCSY, he's the leader of bus number 7 with TJJ. Total buses, how many?
We have 10 buses.
Traveling together always?
Not always. There's a little bit of overlap. Tends to be each bus is a family in and of itself. And sometimes we interact with our cousins.
What is very funny? What is Shabbos like at TJJ?
Shabbos is amazing. We're bus 7. 7 is Shabbos. We're bus Shabbos. Everyone knows we're bus Shabbos.
Yeah.
Shabbos is exciting. We do our best to give an experience to all of our students. to really make it something that's not typical. They don't come from families that typically celebrate
Right.
Shabbos on any level.
And it's not unusual for them to, I don't know, say Divrei Torah and to participate in what we would call traditional Shabbos meal and all that.
It's unusual for them.
It would.
is
Well,
unusual.
I'm saying, but in this context, at
In this
TJJ.
context, we have there's the proper tzura of Shabbat, definitely. And it's important for them to experience it. And within the tzura, we do our best to make it a lot of fun. Singing, dancing, cheers.
So for some kids, they're learning these songs like we're hearing tonight for the first time.
Absolutely. There are 12 boys from my bus here right now, and I'm watching them mouth along some of the words that they've just learned in the last 3 weeks.
And they're here because you had to be here, or you would...
No, I've been in touch with Rabbi Benovitz, and we wanted them to experience something exciting, something fun, and you might even be able to say the next level from TJJ. This song they definitely know.
Easy words, huh?
Every day, starting from Havdalah, Motzi Shabbat, we make Havdalah, 6 more days till Shabbos, and start counting down from the first day.
Where are you based? Are you in one area, one campus? Or?
All over.
So it could be anywhere in
All
Israel.
over. We started in Yerushalayim, we moved to the north, down to the south, and now we're back in Yerushalayim to finish up the trip.
It's fascinating. To me, it's unbelievable the numbers that you attract and the way that they want to be spiritually involved with everything that TJJ offers. It really is something incredible. How many years are you doing this?
This is my 5th year.
Pretty amazing. Derek Gorman, Associate Director of West Coast NCSY, TJJ bus number 7 leader. I thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
A pleasure. JM and the AM here on a Thursday morning broadcast as we are learning a lot about the NCSY summer programs, to say the least. We will go to a wonderful selection and be rejoined by more guests of ours in the final half hour of this program. We have a unique experience in that we are in Israel for the week and enjoying some incredible programming, including tonight with NCSY Kolel.
ומנועים שבסחים גם יחד הנה מה מטוים ומנועים שבסחים גם יחד הנה מה מטוים ומנועים שבסחים גם יחד הנה מה מטוים ומנועים שבסחים גם יחד רק ביחד נביא את הגאולה רק ביחד נצא מאפלה ביחד כל עם ישראל רק ביחד עד יבוא גואל רק ביחד נביא את הגאולה רק ביחד נצא מאפלה רק ביחד מה טוב ומה נעים רק ביחד כולנו אחים מטוים ומנועים שבסחים גם יחד הנה מה מטוים ומנועים שבסחים גם יחד הנה מה מטוים ומנועים שבסחים גם יחד הנה מה מטוים ומנועים שבסחים גם יחד רק ביחד נביא את הגאולה רק ביחד נצא מאפלה רק ביחד כל עם ישראל רק ביחד עד יבוא גואל רק ביחד נביא את הגאולה רק ביחד נצא מאפלה רק ביחד מה טוב ומה נעים רק ביחד כולנו אחים רק ביחד רק ביחד כל עם ישראל
ביחד נצא מאפלה, רק ביחד כל עם ישראל, רק ביחד עד יבוא גואל, רק ביחד נביא את הגאולה, רק ביחד נצא מאפלה, רק ביחד טוב ומה נעים, רק ביחד כולנו אחים, רק ביחד נביא את הגאולה, רק ביחד נצא מאפלה, רק ביחד כל עם ישראל, רק ביחד עד יבוא גואל, רק ביחד נביא את הגאולה, רק ביחד נצא מאפלה, רק ביחד מה טוב ומה נעים, רק ביחד.
JM in the AM Thursday morning. We're here Wednesday night at NCSY Kolel, and we're speaking about the NCSY summer programs where Micha Greenland is the international director of NCSY, and he must be shepping a lot of nachas tonight. I can tell you that much. Rabbi, welcome to JM in the AM.
Thank you, Nachum. Such a privilege to be here.
I appreciate that. You must be what they say in seventh heaven, looking at what's happening tonight at NCSY Kolel.
I came here the other night when it was not quite so action-packed, and I still said, this is heaven on earth. And tonight, what an unbelievable feeling, seeing all of our kids here from NCSY Kolel, TJJ buses, the unbelievable sense of achdus and simcha. It's really fantastic.
We've made a lot of interesting points during this show. One of them is that NCSY, and this may sound obvious to many, but they are an unbelievable feeder for the NCSY summer programs. You can speak to the fact that when a youngster is involved from September through June with NCSY and its formal programs, the July and August experience supplements what goes on the rest of the year in the most unbelievable fashion. What happens in these 2 months that they can't get during those other 10 months?
So it really is the transformational type experience that's both the follow-up, the next step on an NCSY teenager's journey. It's the logical next step from the 10 months that preceded it, but it's also the obvious prelude to the 10 months that are going to follow. Right. Because it really is the tremendous boost that the kids get from a summer like this. It strengthens whatever they got from the year, and it also prepares them for a year of really empowerment, where the NCSY tagline we say is connect, inspire, empower. We know what connection and inspiration are. Empowerment is where the kids can take this experience home with them and say, I'm going to make my Yiddishkeit my own, my Judaism my own for the next 10 months.
I don't know what your background is, so I don't know, what angle you're coming from. But is there a way to explain how American youth, especially American youth who happen to be Jewish, right, that wouldn't know of their Jewishness in any major manner, go ahead and become attractive to these types of programs? We just spoke to someone with TJJ,
right,
and I'm trying to figure out why public school children would want to pursue something like this and be in a formal program where Shabbat is important, like it is in TJJ during the summer,
right,
or where a week of spiritual existence is more important to them than what they could be doing during the summer. What's your take on it?
My take is a pretty religious-oriented take. I actually think that there's a thirst for inspiration, a thirst for genuine spirituality, that kids, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, they feel it, and they get engaged in NCSY through our public school clubs during the year, the Jewish Student Union network that we have in over 200 public high schools around the country, and they feel like when they're introduced to the concept of spending 4 weeks in Israel with cool people like the ones they've met in their JSU clubs, right, it speaks to them. But they have an array of options that they could choose, and they're choosing TJJ because they say, if I'm going to spend 4 weeks in Israel, and I know it's going to be fun across the board, then I want it to be fun and inspiring. So that's really what drives them here.
It's amazing.
I don't think they would have chosen necessarily to come on a Kollel program.
Right.
But what's fascinating is that, and you're seeing it tonight, is that these kids, once they're here, this becomes one of the highlights of the summer for them. The
and it's
visits
not
to the
unusual,
kollel.
by the way, that they would then next summer go to a kollel program. Right?
Not
That's
unusual. I mean, I wish it were
more common,
more common, but it is absolutely not unusual.
Rabbi Micha Greenland with us, International Director of NCSY. We spoke earlier, I don't remember who the conversation was with at that point, but we spoke of the expansion of NCSY to South America, other places. We've heard of successful programming that you've had in Europe, etc. So we understand in terms of geography and size, the organization continues to grow. In what other ways is NCSY growing? What's happening now that wasn't happening 20 years ago in your typical NCSY region?
Right, so there's just so many answers to that question, thank God. And the reason there are so many is because the work really can never end. The first and foremost answer is that I would say the breadth of the types of teens that we're working with, even within North America, is widening.
Interesting.
We have single gender programming now that we're running, not just in the summertime, like KOLLEL, MEIR, Give, and BEIT are fantastic single gender summer programs, but single gender programming for girls in New Jersey, single gender programming for girls in Chicago. And there are so many communities where we see that our day schools are doing an unbelievably terrific job at educating our children. But the inspiration of an NCSY type experience it's very difficult for a teacher who's responsible for grading and attendance and things like that to be able to inspire a teenager in the same sort of way. And so we've definitely expanded to I would say to reaching a segment of the population that is to the right. That NCSY perhaps traditionally would have said that's beyond the scope. Those kids really need the chizuk, need the inspiration also, and that's one area of programming. I would also add that there's a demographic expansion within, we'll call them Jewish ethnic communities. Hiring Israeli staff people to work with Israelis, Bukharian staff people to work with Bukharians, Persians to work with Persians, Syrians to work with Syrians, Russians to work with Russians, because the Jewish community in America today is more diverse than it's ever been in terms of the background of the of the population, maybe than ever since the melting pot of 80 years ago.
Yeah.
So that is part and parcel of what NCSY is working on now in terms of expansion.
And it all seems to be working, and working very well.
Thank you.
It is amazing.
We're very proud, but as I mentioned, there's virtually no end to the work that has to be done.
Rabbi Micha Greenland is the International Director of NCSY. Continued success, continued nachas from programs like tonight, and I don't mean mine. I mean the one that says NCY Kolel, and continue to enjoy.
Well, we can have nachas of the Nachum Siegel show also. Thank you,
and continue to enjoy what's happening here throughout the entire Israel during its summer programming.
Thank you, Nachum. Appreciate the opportunity.
I thank you. More coming up. You're listening to a JM in the AM Thursday morning edition, and there is in fact more coming up if you keep it here at 91.1 FM, 90.1 FM in the Catskills. Rockland County at 91.9 on the FM dial. Around the world on the web, jmam.org and on the NSN app.
Al tapi avalcho Yezrosi Yiso Adiceni Vial Tazveni Eloike Eloike Yeshi Al-Tabi Avalecho Yezrosi Yiso Adiceni Vial Tazveni Eloike Eloike Yeshi Yovi Bimi Yazavuni Vashem Yashem Yasveini Yovi יעזבני כי אוהבי ואימי יעזבוני והשם אוי השם יעזבני כי אוהבי ואימי יעזבוני והשם אוי השם יעזבני ביערפיו נכון איזו סיוע יישא אל תג'רני ואל תעזבני אלוהי אישי Hashem, oy Hashem, yasveini Ki obi v'imi yazavuni Hashem, oy Hashem, yasveini
JM in the AM, off the Waterbury Yeshiva album Stay With Me, that's Ki Avi. Rabbi Moshe Benovitz is with us. He leads NCY Kolel and was, of course, leading this amazing celebration that we just saw as the Hachnasas Sefer Torah, as far as we're concerned, that the Cutler family is dedicating has already begun. Rabbi Benovitz, who chose the playlist for tonight's celebration, who was in charge of choosing this. I'm sure there's somebody here in Kolel.
We take our cues, of course, from JM and the AM, and try to get all of our inspiration from there.
But you must have a staff member that you turn to.
Yes, we do. Yes,
what's next?
I know you spoke to Rabbi Kamenetsky earlier, and he kind of leads the charge with that. There's nothing like a Friday night tish on the NCY Kolel, and he's got the entire staff following his very, very impressive lead.
Now, is this what's happening 10 o'clock every night? There's some type of...
This is actually quiet down. It's a little bit of a lull after all that excitement that you just saw. On a normal night, we'll have guys, and it's volunteering on top of volunteering. The whole program, of course, is a voluntary learning experience, which makes it so very different than what many of them are used to from a more regimented and almost forced type of school experience. And the late night is some of the most exciting parts here on the program, as they'll just come back to the base medrash because they want to be in this atmosphere with this energy and with this incredible staff.
They do get to see a lot of Israel, though, right?
Non-stop. They're out. We had on our first, we're actually only, believe it or not, what you saw here tonight is only day 8 of our program, and they've been out on some type of significant excursion every 7 of these 8 days. 7 of these 8 days they've been out. We were in a water park out in Tel Aviv. They've been on a major teal already. They've been hiking around the hills around Yerushalayim over here. They've spent much time in the old city of Yerushalayim. They spent some time in Beit Shemesh already. They spent time halfway across the country just in these first few days.
Israel has a lot to offer, huh?
It's tremendous when these guys get exposed to some of the beauty and really the depth of what's going on here. It touches them in a very, very special way.
It's incredible what you've built here, and BUILT, not a reference to your cousin summer program, but it is amazing what you've built here. And this is all on the campus of Ar Yerushalayim, which has been a yeshiva here for a long time.
Sure.
And gives you the opportunity to have over 220 students, 220 campers here on the campus, and to do this every single summer. And as we said earlier, if they don't answer the call early enough, there's not a chance they'll be a staff member, and there's maybe not a chance that they'll be a camper, because I assume you have to stop registration at some point as well, right?
We do, unfortunately. We're always looking for ways to take more and to take this beautiful experience and share it with as many as possible. We're here for the community. We're here for everyone.
And if you could just sum up by telling us why this whole thing works, what would you say? Why is it that this is a spiritual experience that students, especially 10th grade, I guess the bulk of them are in 10th grade, right? The bulk of everyone here.
That's the biggest group, but we have from after 11,
right?
12
But 10th grade is an example.
That's right.
Why it is that they're thirsting for this type of experience, and why it is that this fills that need for them. What would you say?
I think that a lot of us, and especially the younger ones in our community, they are seeking out something that they could be passionate about and something that they could be proud about. And what you saw tonight and what we were able to share with your listening audience was people watching a Torah being completed and feeling the exuberance of that and that passion and that pride. And when they get a taste of that, they just want more.
Can't thank you enough for your hospitality.
I can't thank you enough for coming.
You've been an amazing host, and I thank everybody here at NCSY Kolel for the very warm welcome. And there'll be activity now, I guess, for at least the next couple of hours, right?
No one's going to sleep just quite yet.
Yeah, there'll be people in the base medrash.
There certainly will be.
Plenty of action, I'm sure. Thank you very much, Rabbi Benovitz.
Thank you.
I greatly appreciate it. David Cutler, who gets the opportunity not just to see the success of one program up close and personal, he gets to see the success of many, many programs up close and personal. First of all, mazel tov to you. I would guess you were taken by the way NCSY Kolel reacted to the Sefer Torah, I would assume.
I was. It was quite beautiful, but I think expected. This is an unbelievable program, and I expected nothing less.
And every time you show up here, you feel this avirah. You feel the atmosphere of what Kolel's all about.
There's nothing like it. It's very special. It's natural. It's very natural. Thank you.
See, and now I understand so much of what we've discussed in the past. Because you've said to me how, seeing these programs in action is a life-changing experience, and how one appreciates the amazing thing that NCSY Kolel and the other programs do. But secondly, I see that the desire that you have to spend as much time as possible during the summer in Israel, when you say that this is your favorite part of the year, now I get it. Now I understand why. Because you go and you automatically are inspired by what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. So we say kudos to NCSY Kolel, but there's so many other programs that have to be cited. And I'm not going to do it one by one, but there's a lot of great work being done out there with a lot of wonderful madrichim, great staff members, and a lot of life-changing experiences. And how it is that some of these public school students latch on to these programs, not necessarily Kolel, although I think we did discuss that does happen, but how they latch on and incorporate so much of Judaism into their lives because of it, to me, seems just unbelievable. So,
yeah, well, you saw it firsthand here tonight, how our programs can mesh together. I'll give you an example. This Friday night, 3 TJJ buses are going to get together on the roof of Beishat Torah and have a beautiful Kabbalah Shabbos, followed by a beautiful dinner. And then they're going to join together with a Tish from BEIT. So the actual the BEIT program, not what we built, but the BEIT program. And again, it's another example. And anybody who's in the area, that night is going to come to the Old City and join us for a beautiful Tish. And that we're doing many more programs together with our different programs. But like you said, when you're here in Eretz Yisrael, someone said to me the other day, you're going to be here for Tisha B'Av. And I said, I haven't been in America for Tisha B'Av now in 7-8 years. It'll be weird for me not to be here for Tisha B'Av, because spending that last 90 minutes at the Kotel with Kollel and the 500 people who join us and the couple thousand who watch us around the world, there's nothing like it. So it really, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and it's nice to see it online. But when you're here in the base medrash tonight, you had to walk away inspired. You can't not love what you see and not want to be a part of it. And that's why I spend as much time here as I can, especially towards the end of the summer, where you see what took place from the first day of the summer till the last day of the summer. And they say it really is. The proof is it's really just spending the time.
Now, you said something to us, I believe it was in your office, which I don't think is secret information, and that is that the moment the summer programs are back in the United States, that's the moment that next year's registration opens.
Correct.
I don't know if that's what happens every year, but it's happening like that this year.
It started last year already. We did a thing called pre-registration, which we used to start in September. You have pre-registration special, we get your name in the system, you put your name in, and then if you register the first week that we actually open registration, you get a certain discount. I've been getting more and more pressure just to start registration earlier. So now, the day the program lands, like the first one, for example, will land next, God willing, July 27th, a week from today, from Wednesday, yeah?
Yeah.
So pre-registration for TJJ next year for the summer programs will start on July 27th. So that's what we do. Every single program that lands, they get an email that day giving them the opportunity to pre-register for the following summer. So it's pretty intense.
Which means that this is a good piece of advice for parents out there and for others who feel that anything we've discussed during this show might be for their own child, or any teacher who feels it might be for their student, or any rabbi who feels it might be for their congregant. Take advantage. Check out the website, NCSY Summer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, summer.ncsy.org. And really, again, the thing that stands out about us is our diversity. There's no matter what your child is interested in, we have something for them. And now we even have a program if your daughter likes to act or sing, and she's in grades 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. So we've branched down to a younger age, and they want a girls program that's inspiring and teaches you how to act. They're going to an off-Broadway show tomorrow, Wicked, I think it's called, and it's a wonderful program called Camp MEIR. So we have a lot more niche programming now. We really have something for everybody. Again, whether it's learning, whether it's Tiyul, whether it's a camp sports program in America, our Give West program on the West Coast, our programs that go through Europe. And God willing, next year, as we'll find out tomorrow night, there's going to be even more programs to offer, God willing.
You're looking forward to Yom NCSY?
Yes, a little nervous, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's exciting. There's a lot that goes on. As you see here tonight, there are a lot of logistics, as you spoke to. Masai Yehudi it's really, I think their most difficult job of the summer is probably not taking care of all the arrangements for our programs, but it's putting together Yom NCSY, a program for 2,000 people that starts with our Gap Year Fair, goes through a large barbecue / really nice catered event for all different kinds of audiences, and then ends up with a mega event that's going to include Naftali Bennett, Miriam Peretz, Benny Friedman, Shlomo Katz, great videos of all the programs, great singing, dancing, Nachnosa Sefer Torah, and then the concert. It's a lot of work to put together, including from every detail, from food to security to everything that's done. It's a wonderful work that it's a labor of love that everybody does together, and it'll be nice when it's over because it's a lot of work, but Baruch Hashem, we're looking forward to it.
Well, earlier in the week we saw the venue, and already it looked spectacular. And at that point, it was empty. I'm sure when it's full, it's going to look even better.
God willing, God willing.
Thank you very much for everything. Thanks for having us here, and continued success with what has become a real hallmark of Jewish life in the United States, and that is having students go to Israel and other places to enjoy an amazing summer. So kudos to the NCSY summer program.
Thank you for joining us. It was wonderful that you could see it with your own eyes, and hopefully we'll do this again.
And tomorrow, Yom NCSY. We're looking forward to it. David Cutler, he is the director of all the NCSY summer programs. Final words coming up. We're in NCSY Kolel, and NCSY Kolel is here in BEIT MEIR in Israel. And we have a unique opportunity tonight to be here and to witness all of this firsthand, and a real honor to present it to you here at JMA. I want to thank our friends at the Inbal Hotel who continue to serve as our headquarters while we are in Yerushalayim and in the state of Israel. I want to take this opportunity to thank our friends at TravelCell and TravelCell.com who keep us connected back to the United States for family, friends, and staff, so that we can be connected via telephone, via what's it called? MiFi cards. My Wi-Fi cards. And everything else that they do, you can go to TravelCell.com or dial 718-382-6500, 718-382-6500. And I remind you that today's live lunch on Thursday, coming up starting at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, will be conducted by Avrami, who is going to be Avrami Finkelstein, sitting in for me for a Thursday live lunch. I'll be coming up here after JM and AM and after our programming between 9 and 11 a.m. More coming up. Keep it right here at 91.1 FM, 90.1 FM in the Catskills, Rockland County at 91.9 in the FM dial. Around the world on the web at jmam.org.
מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי. מלכוסכו, מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי. מלכוסכו, מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי. מלכוסכו, מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי. 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 מלכוסכו, מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי. מלכוסכו, מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי. מלכוסכו, מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי. מלכוסכו, מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי. 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 מלכוסכו, מלכוסכו, מלכוס כל אילומים, וממשלתך בכל דוי ודוי.
ישמח מלך בעמו, ועמו במלכו. 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 ישמח מלך בעמו, ועמו במלכו.
I just predicted that Shlomo Katz will play this song tomorrow night off of his latest album. It's called Yismach Melech. He'll be one of the featured entertainers and presenters at Yom NCSY. Shlomo Katz. We're going to try our best. It'll be a Friday morning JM and the AM for us. We're going to try our best to feature some of his music and some of the musical presentations that will be at Yom NCSY tomorrow, which should be a lot of fun. Nothing like a great live concert performance. My thanks to everybody at NCSY, and a reminder that our Friday morning program will, in fact, emanate from Bar Ilan and the Thursday evening Yom NCSY celebration. And Sunday we are at Yeshivat Makor Chaim in the Gush, and that program will air Monday morning, first of our 3 weeks programs. I will have that for you this coming Monday morning at JM in the AM. Full day coming up, of course, as you would suspect, on a regular Thursday schedule, including Rami Finkelstein sitting in for me during the live lunch between 11 and 1 Eastern Time. You can hear it all at jmnam.org and, of course, on the NSN app. Achenu b'Yisrael and Achim Achem, our brothers and sisters in Israel, we are with you. It's your favorite America's one and only Jewish Moments in the Morning radio program, heard on listeners-sponsored WFMU East Orange, WMFU Mount Hope, Rockland County at 91.9 on the FM dial, broadcasting live from the Sonia and Robert Gold studios in Jersey City, New Jersey. Around the world on the web, jmnam.org, and on the NSN app. And that'll wrap things up from NCSY Kolel and BEIT MEIR Israel. My thanks to... all right, now that's the way to react. My thanks to all... yeah, exactly. Where were they when we needed them? My thanks to everybody here at NCSY Kolel, David Cutler, Ari Benovitz, and the entire staff, and all the people who helped make this radio program a reality. Big thanks to our entire staff, who I won't name by name right this moment, but who I've again done... I'm sorry? I forgot all the names, but they have done an amazing job for us all through the trip, and of course tonight visiting NCSY Kolel. Tomorrow it's from Yom NCSY. Make sure to join us, everybody. Till then, Nachum Segal reminding you: remember the past, live the present, and trust the future.